Hey y'all, welcome to the what was this, the first Thursday of February, another episode of Ooh Ladies First Panel. I'm super excited, y'all. I hate to say it, but we really be kikiing backstage, which is why it's
We
taking so
do.
We do.
long. Sometimes it do be technical difficulties, but we really just be kikiing. Okay, but y'all already know what to do. Email us at Ooh Ladies First Panel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Follow Bonnie at Bonnie Blue, Jamie at Jamie That's Me, and y'all can follow me at Necey Dixon right here. Okay, y'all ready to get the show started?
We are.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Hey
we're
y'all,
here.
what's going
What's going
on?
on? What's happening? What's going on? What's
That
happening?
sounds like something off Renaissance.
Mm.
What's
I was about to say
happening?
that. Like I need to start.
What's
I'm
going on?
What's going
I ain't getting no tickets.
I'm
I'm
waiting
gonna
for
have
my
to.
group to be
Jamie.
called.
I fell away. I
Why
think
do
I did
you?
the Bayhive. What was it? The Bayhive one?
Pre-sale.
I
Yeah.
was confused because I really didn't understand it. I just knew I wanted tickets for Atlanta. So I just chose the Bayhive one. And I think it was an I don't have a city card. I forgot what the other one was. Wasn't it like
It was just
Ticketmaster or
general.
something?
It was just
Yeah,
regular.
that
Yeah,
was it.
Oh.
Beehive City credit card,
card. Yeah,
or that's regular.
I
yeah.
should have did regular. Like I know I
That's what I
did it
did.
wrong. But if they
And I'm in
busting
group
people over
too.
the head, I'm not getting no ticket. Not for no resale. I
Nah,
feel
I got a
away.
budget in my. Oh well, Beyonce's not allowing people to resell more than the value of the actual ticket. So the people reselling ain't gonna make no money. So if you
Mm.
buy a resale, it'll be for the same price they bought it for.
Period.
Hmm.
Why y'all buying up all
Queen,
these tickets?
I'm trying to get my ticket, y'all. Send some prayers. I registered for 3 cities,
I
but
saw
Okay.
I
that.
didn't. Yeah, I couldn't do
I
Houston
should
because
have did
it's
that.
Ted's birthday weekend. I registered for New Orleans and I registered for Dallas. I think Dallas go up on Monday. So if I don't get Dallas, I'm gonna have to jump to New Orleans and see about that. But I've seen like from the people I know who got tickets, I don't think the prices have been as bad as what people have been saying. Like
Mm.
my friend, she got Club Renaissance, so on the floor for is relative. She got Club Renaissance on the floor for $1,200. And when I say not
Mm.
bad, I'm saying like when Beyonce did On the Run 2, the floor seats were $1,200 then. And then my friend that got tickets to Houston, she's in the 100 section, and her ticket was like three something, but after taxes it was 400. And that's not like when
I
you think
think
about
that's bad.
inflation.
Yeah, I
Not
don't think
bad.
that's bad. Not if you're gonna be able to
No,
feel her sweat. We
Listen,
all
no.
gonna be
that's
looking
what
Well,
I
nice
was
in
thinking. I
clubs.
was like, for them for that close, and I was like, I can't do it though. I because me and Lyric was talking about that too. Because we love us a good Beyonce concert, but I don't know, girl. Like I don't know if because I'm gonna ask him. This is gonna be a him purchase, so
okay, okay.
so if I gotta put a little bit on it, I might put a little bit on it. But we just gonna see how much Lyric can afford because and look, he's at work right now, so hopefully he's working for the Beyonce tickets. I'm gonna text him and tell him, hey babe, make sure you're working for the Beyonce tickets.
And
Because
yeah,
I'm
I
so
You know.
short, I don't know if I would want to be as close because I feel like all the tall people, like I may not be able to see anything.
yeah, you might need
Right.
to
So
be
they
in the
kind of
100,
Oh,
debunks.
so like up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
We
I'm
gonna
gonna make
see.
I
you know what? I'm gonna
saw.
tell him that he need to start working on picking heavy stuff up from his knees so that I can stand on his
On
shoulder
his shoulders,
on
right.
his shoulders. Okay.
Mhm.
I'll lose some more weight. You get a little stronger. Boom, I'll pow. I'm on the shoulders at the Beyonce concert.
Balance. Okay.
Right.
Like, what's
Fair
the point of
trade.
being with somebody that's 6'3" if they not gonna let you get on these shoulders?
On
Like,
their shoulder.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm saying exactly because I'm like, me and Ted about the same height. I can't get on his shoulders. I mean, I
yeah,
can, but I
yeah,
don't like to. I don't like to do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
He be
No, that's
liking to do it just say you can do it. I don't like to do that. I'm like, hold
yeah. I
on.
feel like your legs is gonna hurt to his head. Like,
My legs big as fuck.
yes,
My legs are the biggest thing on my body. Like, for real, I could
if
smash.
y'all haven't seen DC in person, y'all don't get it.
Right. My legs are the biggest thing on my body. That's why random strangers be asking me, "Oh, you should play volleyball?" Nah, you stay what you want to
Oh, don't
say.
You
remind
played any sports at
me.
all?
I used to play basketball. I did play volleyball, but I didn't like volleyball. But when I
Gotcha.
say I used to play basketball, I played from like fourth grade to like 10th grade. And after that, I stopped because y'all know I be talking about how my parents didn't let me watch a bunch of movies. I have figured them out so well, and this is probably why I'm able to figure people out on these TV shows. That I knew that if I kept playing basketball, like I wasn't the greatest, so I knew that I would probably get like a junior college offer or something like that. They would force me to go to junior college if I would have kept playing
Mm.
because I would have got a scholarship. So I was like, I don't want to play anymore. And they complained, and I just didn't play anymore. So I didn't play after 10th grade because I wasn't trying to go to JUCO. I was trying to go to a regular university.
Mm.
But yeah, I got some big legs. Um, but yeah, I wanted to have y'all seen we're gonna talk about this later on, but I couldn't decide if I wanted to talk about fuck it. Let's talk about it at the beginning. Let's get it out the way.
Let's do it.
I'm going after order. Fuck it. Let's just do it. Have y'all seen You People?
I'm gonna be honest. I tried, and 10 minutes in, I told Jamar cut this shit off. And he was like, "Baby, you don't want." I said, "Well, you can watch this shit. I'm gonna be on TikTok because This is not what I thought it was gonna be." And he watched it
Yeah.
and wished that he would not have wasted his time watching it. And I'm like, "That's what you get. You should have listened to me."
What did
Really,
y'all think it was
I
gonna
liked
be?
it.
I thought it was just going to be very comedic, but not. I felt like it gave that dry comedy. Like, didn't
Yeah.
Kenya Burris have something to do with this?
Yes, this was him.
His
Everything.
style of directing and stuff is very interesting, and I think it's tailored towards a specific audience that I'm not included in.
Mm.
And
Yeah,
I
it
want to
feels
laugh
like
right out the
it's
gate. I don't want to be waiting and then be like, "Oh, that was funny." Like, no, I want to laugh on
Not
the front end,
oh.
not the back.
you know,
Oh
I'm
shit.
glad you said that. I mean, I liked the movie. I did. But whenever you said Kenya Barris, I feel like Kenya Barris gives like here's black people on a platter for white people.
Mm.
I feel like that's
Palatable.
the his
Palatable Negro.
tasting that he gives. Kind of like
Palatable
let's
Negro.
make this comedic for white people as well, so they understand how black people are. With his shows like Blackish, Mixedish, Grownish, like those types of things.
Mm.
I did like the movie though. I thought it
Mm.
was. I thought some of the jokes were funny, but the way that it was put together, it kind of just felt like it was a movie to get all their jokes off. And then at
Mm.
the end, it was like, let's wrap this shit up. And the storyline was just kind of, it just had some holes in it where it was like, was the purpose of this movie to tell a story or was it to get the jokes off? And it was to get the jokes off, in my opinion.
Mm.
Mm.
Okay, so
Yeah,
for me
nah.
personally, I kind of enjoyed it. Like I thought it was funny for the moments. It was funny, but see,
Mm-hmm.
I have this very uncanny gift of being able to like go brainless when I watch something. Like just let it kind of take me along, especially if I pay attention to it. And it
Mm-hmm.
kept me like flowing with it long enough to get to the end of the movie. Now I'm gonna tell you the problem I really had with it. I didn't like that they chose Lauren London for the role because I feel like it was one of those I want to do a favor for somebody type of situations. Like Lauren, love ya, but this was not the role for you. They should have got someone who could actually kiss this man in the role.
That's what I was going to talk to y'all about. Yep, go
Okay.
ahead.
They needed to because this CGI kiss that they did because what? Because Hustle's wife can't kiss somebody now that he's dead and deceased. Like even though she could do it when he was alive and she was acting like this is just weird to me. Like I
Thank
don't know
you.
what's going on. I'm sure there because I heard somebody say there are a plethora of reasons why they would do a CGI kiss, and it's not just because of that. But
What's
all
the
in
reason?
all,
What did they
huh?
say? I'm trying to understand. What was the reason?
I don't know. Somebody tell me because I
Right.
just know I saw somebody like, one of the actresses in the comments under the post said that. And I was just like, okay, fine, girl, but still, she gave no sexual chemistry the entire time.
Not even like that scene when I think they had first did it.
We
And
didn't
then
even
they
get
were in the
anything.
bathroom and she was like, "Oh, you my boo
Yeah.
now." And he was like, "I already was thinking the same thing." I think it was in that moment I said, "Cut this shit off," because it just was not that and absolutely no chemistry at all. But I
Not
will
even a
say
little
when
bit.
he came out and said that there was like a CGI kiss, it did make me think, not so much as why Lauren didn't kiss him, but it was like, dang, I wonder how many other CGI kisses that happened on TV that we ain't know nothing about. And why did he
Probably
think it
not
was
that
so
many.
important for him to let us know that it was a CGI kiss?
Oh, that's an
I
even better question.
the part for me, Jamie, what I think made you hang up this movie was, to me it felt childish when they played out the sex scene and they rubbed their feet together, and
Yes.
that's
Yes.
supposed to like be the imagery for sex. I was like, I cannot.
Mm-mm.
Now, the main reason why I wanted to talk about this movie was to Bonnie's point about the CGI kiss.
Hmm.
Now, I I just named the title, to act or to not, because is you gonna act? Is you an actress or is you not an actress?
Okay.
And the reason why I say that, and no disrespect to Lauren London, but it just don't make sense to me. I had just got done talking about how Lauren London was a guest on Watch What Happens Live the week before last, and Andy from Andy Cohen, he ended up asking
Hmm.
her, on one of his rapid fire questions, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your kiss with Michael B. Jordan? And she said to him, I don't remember, that was so long ago. Andy Cohen doubled down and said, well, that was in 2021. And she said, I
Oh,
have grief brain. I don't remember. Basically to shut him down. And honestly, y'all, people on Twitter were lighting up Andy Cohen, acting like he couldn't ask her that question. And I feel like it's just so ass backwards to think that because she lost someone who she was in love with, that you can't ask her about something she did on an acting job. And then to find out that this was a CGI kiss makes me feel like, is you gonna act or is you not? So, Bonnie, you gave your opinion on it. Jamie, what did you think about the CGI? Like, what's what?
okay. One, I really agree with you about Andy being able to ask her that type of question. He should be able to ask. Like, I feel like if she would have went to any other platform, black or not, they would ask her the same question. So I think that that's a fair question to ask. It being a CGI, I kind of don't have a problem with it. I'm gonna tell y'all why. A lot of times when we see sex scenes, those are not the actual actors. A lot of times those are photo doubles. So a lot of people may feel like in that role, when it comes to acting, like they create spaces for people to feel comfortable in their roles. Whether that's to hire somebody that looks similar to you that feels comfortable with doing it, or if that's to create some stuff versus, with CGI. So if that's the route that they chose to take to make her feel comfortable and, the other male actor, then I'm kind of cool with that. Because I ain't gonna lie, I be over here watching the screen and some people do be slobbing other folks down. And I just be like, I just can't take your speed. I wouldn't, how do y'all do that? CGI my shit, please,
That's
sir.
what the
Please
The
CGI.
rehearsal is
reason,
for. That's what the rehearsal is for you to get this down, okay? And I feel you about the sex scene stuff. If you don't want to have somebody's Johnson rubbing up against your hoo-ha, then I'm not upset about that because that's a little bit
right?
too close for me. But
Mhm.
kissing is a little less personal, and I feel like if you're not even going to be able to kiss somebody on screen, you probably shouldn't take the job because there's some girl out there that can actually act who wanted to kiss him. Like that's what
Not
I
when
was
you
thinking
got
about.
people out here like Lil Murda and Uncle Clifford and Lil Murda's a
Okay.
married man in
Real
real life
acting.
who get
Real
down to
acting.
his job, and you don't want to
True.
do a damn CGI kiss peck on the lips that you're
And then
getting
the fact
paid
that
for?
we couldn't even get more than that. Like there's another I just feel like there's some girl who auditioned for this who was perfect for the role, but then somebody was like, "Yeah, but we want Lauren London to do it." And that
I do
makes me
have to
upset.
say, I feel like Lauren London was perfect for this movie. I do. I feel a way
Mm.
about her not doing the kiss, but I feel like the movie was crafted around the fact that Lauren London was going to be the girl, because it was an LA movie. Like everything
Mhm.
about the movie was LA. The music, the little scenic scenes they put in between the filler clips. Like it was an LA movie, so you had to have Lauren London. And then low key, that one scene, what? I mean, I know she ain't
It's
the only girl from
like
LA.
LA ain't got nobody else. If it's an LA movie, Lauren London better be in it.
Yeah. Lord
Right.
have
I
mercy.
mean, I guess Karushi is LA. I mean, there's so many people that I'm not even thinking about. Issa is LA. Like, you know what I mean? But
I know.
the
It's
movie
just
was
funny.
crafted around Lauren London, from the Nipsey Hussle music to the Lil Wayne music to even
True.
that one scene when they was laying in bed and she was like, can you play something? And in my mind, I immediately start thinking about her scene in ATL, when she was in the car with T.I. and she wanted to play the Aaliyah song. Like they wrote the movie for her. So I think that the movie was right for her. She really didn't have to do much. And she does best in movies where she don't have to do much.
This is true.
I hear y'all. I'm still team CGI. Um, I'm still okay with the CGI because I'm like, what if he just had horrible breath?
But what about the
What?
Jamie.
I'm just like, I'm
Jamie just
trying
want
to
to
help
go
you.
against the grain.
Like,
no? But
I'm
wait,
like, what if it was horrible
Jamie?
and she just?
What about the rest of it though? Like outside of the CGI kids, what about the chemistry and stuff? Like, did you feel
Oh
like
yeah, the
you?
chemistry was dead. So then that's where I kind of fault the not so much as Lauren, because here's the thing, I'll be honest. If you come into me and you come into me with a nice size check, and then you also setting up parameters that you would accept for me to be a part of your film, I'm gonna take that
Oh
opportunity.
yeah,
Let's do it. So that's where I kind of blame Kenya
oh yeah.
for
It's
not
not
making
her.
sure they had some type of chemistry there.
Yeah,
But wait a minute though. So she kissed Michael B. Jordan like for real in
In
2021.
2021.
So
Yes.
did she not?
I
Maybe
don't
she didn't want to
remember.
kiss this white man. I mean, I don't.
If they made the movie for her, they should have chose a white man she would have wanted to kiss. But I feel like it's
She
messed
said
up
that's
that
her homeboy in real life though. But I guess she just didn't want to kiss him. But
I
But
like
okay,
him.
how was the kiss? I didn't see the kiss, so let's be. So it could have been a peck, which is something you could really get through. It's not that deep. How was the
she didn't
kiss?
pick
It was
him.
just like,
She didn't pick him. Let me pull up the
oh,
picture. So if you look at the picture, they stop. Um, you can't see it this close, but
ah,
the real picture, they actually stop really close to each other's mouths, and almost one person has their lips like puckered in, and it's like they took the frame. And it makes perfect sense because I remember when I watched the movie and all of a sudden this fake confetti started coming down and I was like, what the fuck? Why are they doing virtual confetti? Like, I know y'all got that in the budget. And the virtual confetti is to conceal the fact that their lips aren't touching, which is why you see this
damn.
piece of confetti coming right down the middle of their faces. It's, is you an actress or is you not? Is what I'm gonna call it.
I
But
understand that too, because I think it's a lot of actors that would look at it exactly how y'all looking at it. Like, just get through it. That's what we're here to do. I feel like that's something Lala Anthony would say to the ground. Like, we're here to make it believable. So get the kiss. It's not gonna
Girl,
be over.
stop.
It's gonna be
Please
over with
stop.
within a minute.
Not
Let's move
like
on.
Anthony. All the-
I'm thinking about the interview she had with Jason Lee when she had the
because she
sex
quoted
scene and he was
Lala
asking
like
her
that
about
is
that.
the actress right now.
Oh, say what? You said I pulled it out like it was what?
Like the act. It's just funny that you said Lala Anthony
Oh,
because
she's
like
go ahead.
she's acting, but like you said it like she is a notable, actress, but you're
No, let me
referencing the
explain where I
interview.
was coming from with that. She did an
Okay.
interview with Jason Lee recently, and y'all know she does a lot of sex scenes over on when she works with 50 Cent.
Right.
So because of that, she was addressing that. Like, I feel like a sex scene to me, because you're really showing off your body, like I feel like that may be maybe worse than like actually kissing. So coming from her perspective of trying to make it realistic, that's what I was thinking about.
I get,
That's the first
yeah.
person that came to my mind.
I know, I get why you said it. It was just funny because Lala is one of the
Is it
Yeah,
most
not
popular
the
women.
yeah,
Not the, but also she kind of books the same roles, like Lauren London booked the same roles. That's why it was just funny. But
yeah. She's like,
yeah,
yeah, it's
she's
mayonnaise.
like a different version of Lala, kind of
Yeah.
like Paula Patton. Paula Patton book all the same roles.
No, you know what? I feel like
mm,
Lala might be playing the same role over and over again, but that's not who Lala is. That's who Lala wants to be. I feel like
Really?
Lala gives lame girl who wanted to be the drug dealer girlfriend.
mm,
And so now she's a drug dealer girlfriend in all of the movies and shows and shit that she's on. But like if you remember Lala Anthony from back in the day, like she was a DJ, but she was kind of corny, just a
she
tad bit.
was.
And you get with the basketball player and you get surgery and you hang with the Kardashians and boom, bow, pow, you're the pretty girl.
You're
So
that girl.
Yeah, it was killing me whenever she said. I believe it was a Jason Lee interview, or maybe it was another one. But somebody asked Lala what was her favorite thing about her friends, and she went through like Kelly Rowland, Sierra, like they give her
Mm,
relationship advice. She said that she loved Kim K because Kim K she's very giving. Like if Kim K has a plug for something, she'll let you know and she won't hide it from you. And I was thinking to myself the entire time, you shouldn't have said that, because the whole time we've been thinking that Kim K gave you her plug for the
For
surgery,
surgery.
because they have the same body. Lala is a beautiful woman, but y'all have the same body. So I thought it was funny
Mm.
that she said that, but this ain't even about Lala. Let's move on to the next
It's
subject,
not, but it
y'all.
was funny when she brought it up, bro. I'm still trying not to crack up because I was cracking up. Like, damn, the best example she had at the top of her head was Lala.
Yeah, that was the first one. That was the fresh one on top of my head.
Yeah, because she just did that interview though, right?
Right. No, I feel
Yeah,
you.
she just
But
did
you
it.
know, when you talk about somebody that's like really committing to a role, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
Lala. It's funny. It was just really funny. I enjoyed that
Yeah.
moment. Thank you for that, James.
All right, y'all. We off to a good start. The other
Okay.
thing that I want to talk to y'all about, and one thing y'all know that I be good for, I usually start out all my sentences like this. I be saying to y'all, so I was on TikTok and that's what happened. Fuck. Damn, I thought I had the video. I don't have it yet. But I was on TikTok and let me download it real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
That's cool. I'll
I
be
was
on
on
TikTok
TikTok
too.
and I
Yeah.
seen this girl and she gave a fan theory on Ashley Darby.
Ooh.
Mhm.
And it was it was true tea. I believed it. It's still loading because it's a 3 minute video. But
Okay.
anyway, it had to do with Ashley saying that the prenup did not work in her favor.
Right.
So there's a clip of Ashley on the reunion saying, the prenup didn't work in her favor when she's obviously trying to explain why she got this home in the LLC with Michael. And
Mhm.
the girl just goes into talking about like how, everybody thought that Ashley was playing chess and she was really playing checkers. So let me ask y'all before we even watch the video.
Mhm.
Why do y'all think Ashley got this house in the LLC with Michael?
So he could pay for it because she ain't got the 13,000.
That
That's why I
for
think she got it.
200 Alex. Yeah, she sounds like she don't want to have to pay for it all herself. I feel like Ashley has gotten that, cheap syndrome. She might have the money. She might be able to do it on her own, but she feels
Mhm.
safer with Michael being the financial, the person in charge with the financial. So she's gonna play dumb. And that's what I think she does. She's like, I don't know how much it costs. I don't know what we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But I get it in LLC with Michael, but it's gonna be my house. It's like, girl, stop
Right.
playing stupid with us. You know what you're doing. Honestly, I'm starting to believe that they're not really going to divorce and they're pretending like they're gonna divorce so Ashley can have a storyline.
Ooh, you think this is
Yeah.
storyline?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean,
See
like
that.
the way it's just happening, that's what it feels like to me. Like you want to have something going on and you really don't have anything going on. It's perfect because this is how you can keep Michael away. This is how, if he gets into anything, you don't have to be held responsible for it. And this also
Mm.
gives you a storyline. Oh, we're breaking up. Then why are you buying a bigger home with him? Like, make it make sense.
Okay. Let me go ahead and play this video. It's a
Okay.
3 minute clip of this fan theory. So y'all get some water and sit back while the cameras are off so I can play this video. Let's
Okay.
go.
The prenup.
It really just did not work out in my favor.
Wow.
Dang,
You can't get alimony?
Let's get into it. I've mentioned multiple times I don't like when people play in my face, and I don't like when people insult my intelligence. This is what Ashley Darby's doing. You were 26 and you married a multimillionaire. Okay. He gave you a prenup and you wanted to show that you weren't in it for the money, so you didn't take it to a lawyer. We've all been in our mid-20s. Not all of us had made the smartest decisions, so I'm gonna let Mama rock on this one. Your mom was living in a tent off of 495 and you needed to get her out. So to prove that you were not with this hobbit man for money, you decided to extend the prenup on camera. A man who is a multimillionaire who has business acumen. You thought, okay, let me bring Bravo cameras on here and he will surely negotiate the terms of the prenup. Afterwards, he continued to cheat on you. And you said, you know what? I'm gonna bring a post-nup. And then you tried to do this again on camera and he wasn't having it because he has critical thinking skills. Ashley Darby. What Bush has done to the education system clearly has implications for decades because there are children who are left behind who have now become adults, like Mrs. Darby, and didn't learn a thing. Even Mia, with her size 12 Louboutins and her Aldo bag, met Gordon at that steak and shake strip club that she was serving at, and he said, you know what? I'm going to take this man's money and flip it. Season 3, when he kicked you out of that penthouse they had you squatting in, you didn't learn anything from that because you went right back and have spent 7 seasons on this platform and have nothing to show for it. Now, you and those 2 little babies are fighting for a morsel, a crumb of something. Michael has 2 grown kids who don't fuck with him. It's clear that he's a very spiteful individual. Why do you think he wouldn't do that to you? So now you're sitting here on national television saying, oh, the prenup didn't work in my favor. Of course it wouldn't work in your fucking favor. I want to preface by saying I love going up for the girls, but I can't go up for all the girls. Some of you bitches are very fucking dumb. Because Ashley, instead of minding the business that pays you, no, you were dressing like a Vegas showgirl and doing TikTok dances. Every season you had more smoke for other husbands than you did for your own. You were going up for that man season after season when you could tell that he could not give a rat's ass about you. And when they announced the separation, everybody said Ashley was playing chess, not checkers. She was playing the long game, la-di-da-di-da. She wasn't playing the long game. Michael was playing to win. Ashley was playing Uno. He didn't get where he got by being stupid. He knew he could sweep the floor with Ashley. And that's why she is where she is today. But once again, all the best to Miss Darby.
Well. Yikes.
I love the way TikTok ends their videos.
Me too.
Like they just hung up the line on you, girl.
Right.
Bow. That was yes sis on TikTok. And we tagged her, but didn't she bring her for filth? Like, it kind of made me feel guilty because all this time I've been like, oh, I have a love-hate relationship for Ashley because I love her because of what she brings to the show, but I hate what she doesn't bring to the show when it comes to Michael. But everything she said was true. Ashley really couldn't be that smart because we thought she was going to get half. Honestly, y'all, you know, God bless those babies that she got, that she went and had the 2 kids that she wanted to have. Yeah, you know, initially she claimed everybody thought she was gonna get half.
Girl,
because
I ain't
she
never
waited.
think that.
I thought
That's
for a
what
little bit,
she said that in a
That
confessional.
might have been what she thought,
She
but I
did.
never thought that Ashley was gonna get half. I thought she was gonna get a lump sum and a nice little alimony check and some child support. That's what I thought she had insured for
At
herself.
least
A nice
something.
lump sum, like $5 million, and then like little $10 million. I mean, a $10,000 a month in child support for the 2 babies, and then like $5,000 in alimony, and she can figure the rest out for herself. Some shit like that. But probably a little bit more than that, just because Michael got a lot of money. But I also feel like Michael got the bulk of his money before you were born. So it doesn't even make sense to me for you to get half. That doesn't even make sense. But she should have got a bulk sum.
She played herself.
I don't even understand how you could have not got. This is the part where this is the part where your education should have stepped up. All of your, articulation and big headness. Like, this is when that should have kicked in for you, Ashley. Like, it's giving
so busy trying to prove herself.
It's giving low brow. Candace would never. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Ashley was trying to prove herself, sitting up there signing them contracts and stuff. To prove to him that she was really in it for him and not the money.
Sorry.
Yeah, I thought Ashley would get something, girl, not just absolutely nothing. You look dumb as hell, and you look even worse the way you were sitting over here dragging other folks' husbands and stuff, and then now turn around, you ain't getting a damn thing. I hate that for you, Ashley.
I hate it for her.
Uncle Lump was trying to talk to her. She didn't want to listen. You know why she didn't want to listen? Because she felt like Uncle Lump was being, just you don't like that he's a white man type of thing. That's what she was really thinking and not recognizing. No, it's not just that. It's just that Uncle Lump can see the type and you can't see it because you're young.
This the comment for me. He's going to put her under the bridge when he puts that house in LLC. This is what scares me. Somebody was killing me when they said that's not Ashley's house, that's Dean's house. That's Dean's house. Okay. You
Mm.
are a pawn in Michael's world now. And I hate that Ashley has gone from trophy wife, like you played the pawn of trophy wife, to thinking that you outsmart this man, and now you play the pawn of you wanted to have these babies, go live with these babies in this house. Here's your allowance, and once the babies turn 18, you better hope that you saved up enough money from Bravo.
Oh God. I feel like that's the reason why she not gonna divorce him because she knows that she's not gonna get anything out of the deal. She come out better likely staying with him.
Hmm.
Hmm.
That's why she probably not really divorcing him. And that's
Yeah,
probably
that's
why
what
it's
I'm
all a
thinking.
game. Like I
And
might as
that's
well
why
just pretend.
she was dating Luke, and then now all of a sudden we don't hear about Luke. It's because, and at the end of the season we see that she's moving into that house. I feel like that got a lot to do with Michael and his control. I bet you he got a key to that house. He comes in, out whenever
Yeah.
the hell he wants to. Like she really played herself with this LLC, and it's hard to feel bad for Ashley.
You do not
It's
fuck with Ashley, right? I can't remember. You don't fuck with her, right? I couldn't
I
remember.
be wanting to, but I can't. She always be on some bullshit, and that's what you get. That's what you get. She better put some of that money to the side so she'll be able to, take care of herself and stuff when the kids turn 18. So,
Hate to
yikes.
see it. We're gonna talk about Ashley a little bit more once we get into Real Housewives of Potomac. But the other huge event that happened this Sunday was the Grammys. And I
Hmm.
heard a lot of conversation amongst the black folks when it came to the Grammys. They came and they showed out. So I think we should get into some fashion. So first, we are going to start with the men's. We gonna start with Jack Harlow, Steve Lacy, and Pharrell.
Hmm. Interesting. What's going on with the shoes in the middle? What's going on there? That's different.
Look like
Hmm.
pointed toe heels. I'm kind of feeling it though.
Yeah, that just looks different. I think he looks good. I think Jack and who's the guy in the middle?
Steve
Steve
Lacy.
Lacy.
Steve Lacy. Okay, yeah, I think they both look great. I don't know why Pharrell wants to look like an 80s drug dealer, but if that's what he wanted to do, that's fine. But yeah, and I don't like Jack Harlow's gloves. Like, and I also don't
Mm-mm.
like the fact that he wore black shoes with this tan suit, but I like the tan suit and the shirt combo. Yeah.
I'm questioning, what's this man name? Pharrell. I'm like, was it that cold? I don't even think it was that cold out there for him to have all this on. That looks like leather with the fur coat and stuff. It's just, I don't think it was that cold out there. So I'm definitely questioning that. I hate those glasses so much. Like, he don't even look like himself. Is this his wife?
I think so. Let me look it up to be sure. But I believe that
I don't
yes,
like
I
that
believe that's
either.
his wife.
I don't understand why her face is so beautiful, but her outfit is so ugly. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like that. I think Steve Lacy looks fine. I feel like, isn't he the one? Well, y'all probably don't remember the song. On
Yeah,
the
bad
Grammys.
habit. Cha, 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 it's a
I
bad
wish I knew you.
habit.
Yeah,
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 I love that song. I
yeah.
wish
I
I
think
knew
that
wanna
it's
be.
on brand. And that's on brand. Jack Harlow looks fine. He always gonna have some black incorporated somewhere because he wants to be down with the culture. So, it's fine. He looks okay.
Y'all killing me. That's his partner. Get the fuck. Y'all stupid. Now for me, I think Steve Lacy ate them up. I think he looks great. I love his shoes. I love that there's nothing underneath the jacket. I even love the glasses. Steve Lacy did what needs to be done. Jack Harlow, I have to agree with everything Bonnie said. The gloves is a no with the black shoes. But the monochromatic suit with the undershirt looks good. Pharrell actually had a bunch of pictures without this fur coat. So I
Hmm.
do not believe it was that cold. But I think it was just, for the look. And I'm not really feeling the fit. I think he would have looked better if he just wore the I guess matching set with his wife. because it is matching sets. It's just different colors.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what
So
it looked
yeah.
like from May? That's what that shit looked like. That shit looked like from May. Okay, if y'all ain't never seen a low down dirty shame, remember when Jada Pinkett went and got the leather little tracksuit with the jacket
Mm-hmm.
and the pants, and it was from May. That's what that looked
Hmm,
like that he got on the red from May. I wonder if that was
hmm.
the the thought, because you know niggas be out here referencing movies and we don't even know.
Yeah, that is his wife. I had to say that right. Mm. All right, so let's move on from that to let's get into the girls. We have up Adele, Mooney Long, and Auntie Mary J. Blige.
Yeah.
Mm. I'm not crazy about Mary's outfit. She has a great body. I just don't. I don't know if it's the hair. Maybe it's the hair.
I like it.
And
It's
then the
giving.
hips are out with this big wide belt.
It's
It's been
ooh
a
you
minute since we wore belts over our stomachs. I
ooh
think
Okay, Jamie.
ooh
I
Okay,
think
Jamie.
right.
I think Money Long. She's been wearing these puffy styles. Is again on brand for her. I think the color is really pretty. I think she looked nice. This is. I feel like this isn't too much different than what she always wear to award shows, and I kind of like Adele's dressed a little bit. The train is not training. Maybe that's what it is. I like the ruffles or whatever the shoulder area, but I think it's the train. I mean, she looks makeup and hair looks great.
Yep. Jamie, I agree with everything you done said. I love me some Auntie Mary, and she really do be giving body, but it just was not the dress wasn't doing justice. Like I said this when I was talking about Kimmy on the reunion from Love and Marriage Huntsville. You really run into trouble when you start to see women over 50 with a body on them. No disrespect, that's the compliment. But the thing is, like try to give body more than fashion, and
Mm.
sometimes it don't be hitting. And that's how I felt about Kimmy at the reunion, and that's how I feel about Auntie Mary in this scene. Mooney Long, she looked good. I like the dress. I really don't have much else to say about it. And Adele, I think that this dress would look completely different if it wasn't quarter sleeve and if it came all the way down to her wrist. I think that would help it a lot. But other than that, that's all I got on these girls. Bondi.
I feel like Adele is still dressing for a bigger body with this dress, is what it's given.
Mm.
I wish she would dress for her size now, and you know, it's pretty, but it feels like it's too big for her. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. Mooney Long, I think she looks beautiful. I am loving the Diana Ross and the Supremes of it all, but yet, you know, being fitted underneath so that there is still like a contour to her body. And with Mary J. Blige, I feel like Mary J. is on brand in this moment as far as the bright, you know, blonde hair is concerned. You know,
Mhm.
I think her face looks beautiful. I actually, when I saw this originally, I thought I liked it because I saw it from a different angle. I don't like the
Mhm.
belt. When you said that about the belt, I was like, yeah, I don't like that breakup in her waist like that. If she had had this dress on without that belt, maybe, you know what I'm saying, that would have looked a little bit better because it would look less like you were being stuffed into something versus it just falling on your body.
Mhm.
And I would have preferred for it to be falling on her body versus, you know, the cling that's happening here. You know what I'm saying? But I do like the metallic. I do. I feel like it's on brand for how shiny and galactical she normally is. Okay. And you know, you can't go nowhere without Mary having on boots. So that's
Mhm.
just what it is, you know. But she could have done better. She could have done better.
Mm. I just have to shout out Harold with this comment right here, where Carol says, "I agree," referencing Adele slash Bondi, because I know you just clocked out of somebody's corporate job the way that you are properly referencing what comment this is in regards to, and I love you for that, because sometimes when we be on replay, you get some people who will comment on replay and they'll comment to things that happen without a timestamp, but we don't know what you responded to. So I just thought that was too funny, Harold. I hope you're doing good tonight. Okay, now this last slide for fashion. We got Tim's, her, and Cardi B.
Cardi always gonna come
Eat,
ready
eat,
to just
eating.
chew up the cart. Like she's always going. It's so unique. I mean, like it's just she did a great job. She
It's
looks
just water.
gorgeous. I even like hers outfit as unique as it is. I think girl, she giving us more breasts. That's all them breasts. I was like, God dog, girl.
I got a little
But
crush on her. Mm.
And Jamie, I'm dying
super
because
cute.
you called her hers. Like, not. I'm not saying you mispronounce her name because I know you know her name. I'm dying that you added ownership to her. That's not her name. You said hers. Hers. Her outfit.
And very
You know,
um
like the way that you would say, like, Gabriella's. You said hers,
yeah,
like it was her
yes.
first name.
That's hilarious.
Girl, I'm just sleeping tonight.
No,
Um
you're not at all.
No,
I'm
we're
slipping on the
enjoying it.
wine. I'm slipping on the wine. You're good.
she looks really I love the big hair. She looks really good.
Me too.
I actually like I like Tim's outfit. I think it's still the train. It's not about the train. I don't know. Not knowing what to do with the extra fabric and how it's falling down on her shoe. I wish it kind of like sat right on her shoe versus like draping over. But I think that color looks really good on her. I think most of these ladies, I think they did a good job. And this was like her first Grammy, right? Her first Grammy Awards, I believe, Tim's.
Yeah.
And she won something. So shout out to her.
Oh yeah.
I think she looked good.
I did not even realize Tim's was a woman at first. Like Lyric kept telling
Oh
me it's
really?
a woman,
Me
and I was
either,
just like,
Bondi.
I can't hear it. And then I saw a video of her, and I was like, oh, okay, now it makes sense. She's very beautiful. I
Mhm.
I love her dress. I love how it fits on her body. I do wish that like you said, it was a little bit more, cut at her foot instead of draping over. But she does look beautiful. That color looks good. The contouring of her body, like I like her beating. I like all of that. Her, oh my god, I have such a huge crush on her, but I hate her dress. Ew. But her breast hair and face look fan fucking tastic. Cardi B, jeez, Cardi, listen, I love the fact that you never like really disappoint. Like, I love the fact that we can rely on her to like kill it every time. And not in a basic way either. Like trying these new things that look really good.
Mhm.
Like whoever is like, helping her with the fashion is really doing their God-given job here. Because when I saw this on a red carpet, I was like, wow, that's giving Fifth Element, and it still looks amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
everything is kind of futuristic, a
Mhm.
little bit. And I really appreciated this look and that other look she had when she presented. That shit was like amazing. Looked like it was
I
heaven.
wish she would drop like I don't know. I wish she kind of would drop a video on her IG just showing how she actually got into this dress for it to drape over her head the way down. I'm like, how did you get into that? Looks good though.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a work of art in my TikTok voice. Um, I
Mhm.
think Tim's like literally all of these women up here look amazing. Tim's body is giving. She looks beautiful, and that's the yellow was made for black girls. Like yes. Um, hers. I almost called this woman Gabriella Douglas. Douglas. Her. Because I felt like she just did an interview not too long ago where she said she was ready to um, let people get to know who Gabby is, which is her real
Mhm.
name. And
Mhm.
she wasn't wearing the sunglasses no more. But I guess now she just wanted to show up to the awards as her. But I think she looks good. Her hair is always giving. I do like the dress. I don't know how I feel about the shoes because I think they're open toed. Um, I wish they would have been closed with that dress. I don't know why. Maybe closed and pointed.
Mhm.
Um, and for Cardi, like I said, it's just a work of art. I think they look really, really good.
Harold had a good comment. He said Cardi is looking like best photo of the week on America's Next Top Model. She is.
True.
does look like best photo of the week.
Definitely
That's
would have zoomed in on
incredible.
the face. Look at her face. Look at her face. Look at the intensity in her eyes. This is a
And do
fantastic
you see
picture.
how she just elongated her neck? We can see her neck in the
Yes.
photo.
And the placement of her hands.
Soft, not like a
I
corn.
only have one card in my hand.
Oh God,
Each of
that's
you
how it goes.
ladies are bringing melanated realness.
Okay.
But tonight, we're going to have to give it to Cardi B.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
So that's it for the fashions, y'all. But a couple other things happened at the Grammys. I just want to highlight a few things. Definitely not everything, but I want to highlight Viola Davis going to EGOT status, which means she got herself an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. This Grammy was for her memoir called "Finding My Way," I believe was the name of it. Um,
Yes, it was
Let me make
fantastic.
sure. Finding Me. It's called Finding Me. Best audiobook narration and storytelling. So I just wanted to shout out Viola Davis for that.
It's a
Um,
Mhm.
really good
I
book.
just love to see a black woman win. Honestly, she's
Yeah,
amazing.
we love her.
I
Yes.
might have to check that book out.
It's really good. She had a abusive childhood,
Mm.
and and grew up in a really bad poverty. You know what I'm saying? So, and then still making it, and just all of the things that she had to go through. But her narration of it is fantastic.
Mm, that's great. Now, the next thing that I want to highlight is Beyonce, Queen B. She made Grammy history by tying for the most Grammys with 32. People felt like they shorted her because they felt like she should have won Song of the Year over Lizzo. Lizzo got Song of the Year for about goddamn time is what it was called, versus Beyonce's Break My Soul.
I feel like I thought that she should have got the album of the year instead of Harry Styles. That's what I thought. Since
Yeah.
they were talking about how they played a whole album in a club, like from beginning to end. So for me, I absolutely feel like because she's a black woman, they gave her that we're gonna cap you because we don't want to have to give you too many awards, even though you deserve them. But I'm happy for Lizzo. I think Beyonce was happy for Lizzo, but they could have gave her the album of the year as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, they
Hmm.
definitely could have gave it to her. Um, they be up here using people image and stuff and don't be wanting to award them. But at the same time, I feel like Beyonce probably, I don't know, was just happy to even make history to be the only person to have as many Grammys. It would be nice if they would have given her, you know, um, album of the year because I don't think Beyonce ever won that like ever.
No,
So
she
it would,
hasn't. Yeah, that's why I was like, "Damn, I wish they would have gave it to her for this one because it would have been like, first time getting album of the year and getting, the most Grammys out of everybody." But I mean, still, like you said, Jamie, having the most Grammys out of everybody is still dope. Like we,
Right. Let me clarify. I said
okay,
tied. That's because people were reporting news as she won throughout the night. Beyonce has the most Grammys ever. So let me make
yeah.
sure I clarify and say that.
But I do understand her wanting to like if she like truly because I hear more of the fans. Like we don't know what Beyonce really feel, but if she really wanted that album of the year, I fully understand it. I feel like that's working a job, right? And you've been doing great, maybe in sales. And now it's time for you to be honored with the amount of sales that you done brought the company, but instead they award somebody else that's probably that just came into the game or something. It's like, bitch, what? I've been here holding it down. Like, give me my fucking award. So I definitely understand it.
Yeah, I to this day think that album got crack in it because I can't stop listening to it. Um,
Really?
oh girl, I am still listening to Break My Soul. Every time I get in the car, I'm listening to Break My Soul. Um, it's just something about it that just feels very like uplifting. I even got it on vinyl. And
Mhm.
sometimes I'll play it at home, get my glass of wine. She had me in here spinning in circles to some of these songs. I love that album, really.
yes, girl, you better have a good time in your living room to that album.
Mm.
Got to, and I hope I get my ticket on Monday. But outside of that, y'all, there was, I guess I'm gonna call it a family feud between Offset and Quavo, and people were calling it a fight initially. But let me just go ahead and play this 4-second audio clip of what, I don't know, who was it? Entertainment Tonight, I believe they were the ones who caught the video of Cardi and them.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go ahead and play this for y'all. Okay. Let me make sure I take this clip down. We talking about Migos, y'all. So basically, they caught the video backstage, and Cardi is saying both of y'all is wrong. Both of y'all is wrong, and she cussing. And people were claiming that Offset and Quavo were about to fight. They speculate that it's over the fact that Quavo did his song in remembrance of Takeoff on stage, and Offset was not involved. What was super cringe for me, and what I didn't want to include in this audio because I didn't want to get flagged, was that whenever they reported it, they were like the remaining members of Migos, and it's like y'all have to bring that energy to us. Y'all have to say it like that. In which who was it? Offset responded and was like, "If y'all think I would ever fight my brother, y'all niggas is crazy." So it sounds like they just had a disagreement, which is why I chalked it up to a family feud. But I just wanted to know y'all's thoughts on that little clip that they caught.
I think that first of all, I appreciate Cardi, seemingly checking both of them versus, how some people would be, I'm just gonna be on my husband's side because that's my husband. No, it's like both of y'all doing the most right now. I do think it was just an argument. I did not like the fact that Offset wasn't involved in Quavo's tribute. Like they put a picture of all three of them up there. He was there. Like it didn't even make sense that he wouldn't be a part of it. I do wonder why that took place. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the fact that we never hear anything from Quavo about these things. Like Offset gonna come out and say, I would never fight my brother, but Quavo's quiet. So I don't like how it feels, and it just kind of feels messed up.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I hate that. I was really hoping that Offset was gonna come out on the stage, but I don't know. Quavo strike me as a person that holds a grudge, as we've seen in plenty of interviews, and I also think Quavo might have like an ego problem or whatnot. So when Offset came out and kind of denied that he actually got into it with him, I'm like, are you sure you didn't? And shout out to them for capturing this audio because it definitely sounds hand in hand. Then there was another video of Offset walking with P, which is shocking because he's suing, P, quality control. But he was walking with him, and I think he was kind of talking about the situation with Quavo, mean mugging him or whatever, and not wanting him to be out there. So I do think that's messed up. Like I feel like, Takeoff meant something to both of y'all. So it would have been nice if he would have been out there. But at the same time, it's like, what was Offset really going to do when Quavo has actually made a song for Takeoff? Was he just going to be standing on the stage? Was he going to say something encouraging? It doesn't seem like the Grammys really had it all mapped out for real. Or did they? And because it was an issue, they had to scrap their portion real quick and just move on with the show. I don't know. But it sucks. I hate that, man.
It seems like they would have had to approve whatever song he did perform. So I feel like I don't understand why from jump this wasn't, supposed to be a tribute with them both.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about the song that you wrote. Like essentially, y'all were three people in a group. Y'all are all related.
Mm-hmm.
And for the tribute to be on the Grammys and he's there and he's not a part of it, and then y'all fight backstage or argue backstage after, like it's just, I wish y'all would have been able to keep that shit in house. And it just kind of seemed like, and that's what I feel like Offset is trying to do. I think something's happening,
Yeah,
but I think he's trying to keep it in house. And like you said, maybe it is Quavo having an ego problem, because I've been hearing a lot about that as well, so it's unfortunate.
one more
It
question for
really
y'all.
is.
The first thing that went through my mind when I saw the clip was, I wonder who's gonna play them in the biopic.
Somebody
Because
we don't know yet.
this is giving very much biopic, very much. Oh, in
BET
2023 at the Grammys, they fell out, they
three-part.
argued. It's
Yeah.
3-part BET biopic. I
Yes.
can't. Yeah, you're right. It's
Straightening.
somebody we don't know
Straightening.
yet.
Straightening.
But if y'all had to choose
Yeah.
somebody like right now, even though we know nobody of this time would like, play them, who would y'all guess to play them in a biopic?
The first person that I would think that would likely play Offset, I would say his son Cody. But who would play
Mm,
Quavo? I feel like the verdict is still out. I think that baby is somewhere getting ready to go to junior high school.
mm-hmm.
But
That's
I
what I'm
feel like
saying.
I think they here in Georgia though, somewhere near Atlanta, Metro
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be some of the boys from New Edition. I don't know. I have no idea who would play them. I was really thinking about it hard, and I was just like, damn. I feel like it would be people we wouldn't know because they're still so young, and anybody
Yeah,
that's acting is either their age now or older. So I can't
right.
think about somebody that would be. It's a Disney kid. It's definitely like a Degrassi Disney kid somewhere.
Did you say Degrassi?
Yes, fucking Aubrey. Some Drake baby is out there that has the musical, you know what I'm saying, capabilities to do this role.
Oh,
Um,
this the comment. Ace Tucker gonna play Quavo.
Ooh.
there we
Okay. I'm
go.
still
There we
yeah,
go.
Offset
I'm
son
here for that.
Cody and Ace Tucker. That would be cute.
Okay,
But we
look.
still gotta find somebody for Takeoff.
Straightening, straightening, straightening.
Oh, for
That's the one we
takeoff.
ain't met yet. That's the unknown
Damn.
talent that's gonna come out and act the best. You know what I'm saying? And be
It's
like the
somebody off of TikTok. It's somebody off
ooh, come on,
TikTok.
somebody off of TikTok.
It's somebody off TikTok. Come on, doing them stitches. I can't wait. I heard. Okay, we good. But I can't wait to. Literally, I just thought I can't wait for the biopic because to me, I was kind of sad that they were fighting, but I also felt like you know what, this is a rough time. Y'all both grieving, and when we look forward, like 5, 10 years from now, it's gonna be a biopic, and y'all gonna be on the red carpet side by side celebrating, everything that y'all went through. So that's that for the Grammys, y'all. Y'all have any other comments or anything else y'all want to talk about the Grammys? Obviously, it was a lot that happened, but those are the three things that I thought we would
I
discuss.
loved Lizzo's performance. I don't know if y'all saw it when she performed special. I think she had one of the best performances that
Mm.
night. And I thought the hip hop, I think that's what made the Grammy so good this year was because of like the hip hop tribute.
Mhm.
I think it was a good Grammy overall. It's really good. I
I'm
give it to 'em.
sad that I didn't see like what happened was it was on and I turned it on, but it was Caucasian at the beginning. And I was here for the Caucasian. I was. But at some point I turned the channel and then I was like, I don't feel like any of this right now. I want to go back to binge watching. I was binge watching, what's it called? Uh Your Honor. Sorry.
I've been watching Your Honor too. Your
Yeah,
Honor is good.
so I was like, I need to go back to that. I have to go back. Like I need to see what happened. And so that's the mode I was in. So even though I was like, I'll just see everything on Instagram. But I'm mad I missed the hip hop tribute because I really wanted to see that. I saw like Queen Latifah's part and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, hey, look at Queen, unedited, unity. You know, it's nice.
Yeah, it was good.
That's good. Well, all right, y'all know what time it is. It's time to get into TV talk. You know what? Low key, instead of just jumping into TV talk, I think we've been given a very entertaining show. I think this wine is hitting very good, and we've had some pretty fun topics to talk about. So I think we deserve or like the video if you haven't liked the video. So go ahead and thumbs it up. All right, y'all. As for TV, it's time to talk a little bit about Ready to Love Miami, another season. Okay. There was really like 2 to 3 things that I wanted to discuss. Number one, the first thing that I wanted to discuss was Demario and Jeffrey. Now, I was just in disgust from the conversation that was had. So obviously, last week they were on a boat at a group date. Jeffrey was approached, and they were playing the games like they always do. They found out that the game was messy one season, so they wanted to keep the games going, and
Mhm.
they dared her or they dared one of the men to kiss. I forgot the guy's name. Do y'all remember the guy's name? The newer one. What
Mark
his name start with
Anthony.
N? Thank you.
Oh.
Mark Anthony. They dared Mark Anthony to kiss whoever he was feeling the most. So Mark Anthony walks over to Jeffrey and he kisses Jeffrey. Now, Demario was feeling some type of way about it, but that same episode, he was going up for Corvea because Corvea was his number one. He tries to get her immunity, which the immunity don't work because all the men have to agree on it, and Corvea
Mhm.
ends up going home. So now that he catches up with Jeffrey on this date, he's talking to her and he's like, "Yeah, how are you feeling about the last date?" Jeffrey, like, I haven't gotten a chance to talk to you. And he was like, "Oh, well, you were kissing somebody else on the date. What would your children say about that?" And he
He
was
said that.
mad.
Yeah,
He
he
said that
did.
to her. He said, "What would your kids say about you kissing him or kissing a man on TV?" And she was like, "What would my kids say about a man who claims he's interested in me and, he's not even pursuing me?" And I agree with her 100%. But the thing that had me all the way dead to the damn flow was when he said to her, or he said in his confessional, "I've never even seen her without makeup before." I felt like it was disrespectful for one, but for two, I had been watching the show for a couple of episodes and I noticed that her face was not matching her neck, and I hated it for her.
Yeah, me too. A lot
Mm.
of powder, a lot of banana powder up under here. It's like the
It's too
two
Mhm.
much.
brown.
Mhm.
Yes, like her
Chocolate.
skin is a beautiful bronze, and then when
Mhm.
you get up to the face, it's just very stiff.
Mm.
So number
And she
one,
talks like this, and
yeah,
everything's kind of
she does talk like
tiny.
that. Well, I mean, what would my kids
Oh.
say about a man who was? Yeah, she does.
Eartha
Um,
Kitt.
yeah, kind of.
A little bit.
But I think that Mario, she said that he was giving Dr. Jekyll Mr. Hyde, and
Uh-huh.
I think he was. I was honestly
Mhm.
disgusted in that scene that he brought up her children who you have never met. But I thought that, it also explained why he was on the show. The thing about
Mhm.
this show is that every single season, each episode reveals why somebody is on that show. All these people have trouble finding love, and then you find out episode after episode, like, oh, this is why you're on the show. And that's how I felt about Demario when he brought up her kids in that scene. So I don't know if you watched the episode or not, Jamie, but how do you feel about this man saying to her, "How would your kids feel about you kissing him?" Just because he was jealous and, using her kids to make her feel guilty.
I missed last week's, well, the week before last, but I did watch the more recent ones. I was a little confused when I was watching. I said, "Dang, I think I didn't miss the episode." But anywho, I feel like that a bit was not fair. I feel like if you have an issue with her, then let that be your issue. You don't have to pull other people into it and then trying to condemn her actions by using her children as if that's going to make her feel less than what she already feels because you're uncomfortable. And
Yeah,
I would hope that she made a mental note, because if you would do that, ain't no telling how you would try to manipulate situations going forward. And I wouldn't really want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you feeling a way,
yes,
say it with your chest. You ain't got to do all that. Don't involve my children. You don't know them.
right.
So I felt like that was whack. And then for him to say that, "Oh, I never seen her without makeup," I'm like, as gorgeous as Corvea is, I don't recall from the times I've seen the show that you've seen Corvea without makeup.
Nah, but
So
you know
I
what
don't
that
think that.
was?
So what?
I feel like that was, like that colorist shade shit, because Corvea is half Puerto Rican. So, it
Yeah,
wasn't just I've
sounds
never
about
seen
right.
her without makeup. It was also
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen her real hair versus
Mm-hmm.
was feeling about Corvea. And that was the thing. You was all up in Corvea's face. So why are you upset when Jeffrey does what she wants to do with Mark Anthony being in her face? Also, did y'all clock the kiss kind of seem like she ain't really want it like that? Like she seemed
I
to
thought
kind
it
of
was like a little peck,
it
right? So
was, but
yeah,
she pulled back a little bit, like when he went to kiss her, and then she was kind of like,
I
well,
can see
okay,
that.
and kind of let it happen.
I think she was just
And
embarrassed.
yeah, probably. It was a lot. But yeah,
Yeah, my bad. I feel like I was yelling.
I didn't like you
No,
are.
you good. You good.
Oh, okay.
I I didn't like the way Demario talked to her. I also didn't like the way he slumped down in a chair. Like the energy of that. Like he wasn't looking at her anymore. Like he was staring into the abyss while saying this disrespectful shit to her. It definitely feels like Corvea, if you think that this dude is gonna treat you any better whenever he's
Mm-hmm.
upset with you, you're gonna be sadly mistaken, my good girl. He's crazy. Run.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's giving.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. So the other thing that I wanted to talk to y'all about is the interaction. This is a little bit of the last episode, but the interaction that we saw between Jeffrey and Suanne. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I thought it was funny as hell that we found out that Suanne has 5 older brothers. So if you ever wonder why Suanne is so male identified and why she feels bad for Blake for being called out on his bullshit, it's because she has 5 older brothers.
Mm.
So what do y'all think about, Suanne and Jeffrey not really feeling each other, Suanne going up for Blake? And then I guess we could roll it into the scene where we see Jeffrey and Blake at yoga and they have this awkward interaction. So when it comes to the friction between like that dynamic, Suanne versus Jeffrey, Jeffrey versus Blake and Suanne, where do y'all stand when it comes to that?
I feel like I'm still trying to figure out their dynamic. I don't know. When I was watching it, I was like, would I understand more if I would have watched the previous episode? Because in all honesty, I was really looking at Jeffrey kind of sideways just a little bit.
On this
Um,
episode or the last one?
yeah, on this episode with that sit down, it's kind of like
Yes.
she was trying to make Blake jealous. And I'm like, I kind of
Yeah.
agree with Suanne. Like, if you don't like him, then pay his ass dust. Like, act like he ain't even there. So I was kind of on her side with that. I don't know, but also maybe Suanne is coming from a place of just a competition, and she don't like the fact that Jeffrey mentioned that. Didn't she said Blake said she was his number one or something like that? Maybe she's
Hmm.
coming from that angle with how she's approaching her, which also kind of gives a little pick me a bit as well when you think about that. So it's still up in the air with
I
their dynamic.
I kind of like the fact that Jeffrey called her out on it so quickly when she did that because she had done that previously, where you
Uh,
take the man's side in the situation, even though it doesn't really have anything to do with you and you don't know really what's going on. Like she automatically called Jeffrey a liar
She
about what
did.
she said about Blake. And I don't think
mhm.
she was lying about that. I think she was telling the truth because this past episode, he joked with Suanne that if he was to get voted off, that she would be like, "Oh, all right, well, I'm
Oh,
leaving with him."
he did.
Hmm.
And
So
I definitely was like, what the hell? You wouldn't do
exactly,
it
Yeah.
for her.
Right.
Good
exactly.
point. Good point. Good
So when
point.
he said that, I was like, "Oh no, Jeffrey was telling the truth because you joking about it, but the fact that you even said that shit let me know you probably said that to Jeffrey too." So yeah,
Mm,
I just think she called it out early, and I think Suanne, like you said, I didn't know she had 5 older brothers, but that makes it a clearer picture as to why she felt the need to defend. But I was gonna leave it alone until we got to this episode, and she did that shit when she was talking about Demario
mhm.
because Demario was completely out of pocket and she was expressing how he texted her that morning trying to apologize and talking about how they had such a deep connection. And Suanne was like, "But you did say you guys had a deep connection." It's like, bitch, hold up. Like, yeah, I did say that, but that was before the situation that just happened where he questioned whether my children will respect me or not because I kissed a
Right.
man.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
that I feel like the fact that she jumped so quick to do that, I like the fact that Jeffrey clocked it and kind of went at her immediately because I do feel like that's what she was doing. But besides that, I don't know how else I feel about Jeffrey because I didn't really like, I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about her at the beginning,
Yes.
but she seems to be astute. Like the thing that I felt like I didn't like about her was I felt like she was being phony with the.
Mhm.
But the more she's there, the less that's really what I see. It's more like, yeah, I might talk like this, but I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's her personality, and I do think it's a little bit of both of what y'all are saying. I do feel a way about that last interaction we saw with Jeffrey and Blake, like when she was throwing shade at him at the
Mhm.
yoga place. It was kind of just like, girl, just pay him dust if you don't want the man. If the man said that and you made it clear you don't want him, just pay him dust. And she didn't do that. So I was kind of like, girl, just hang it up, go to sleep. But I also see that Sue Ann is a pick me, and I was here for Jeffrey calling her out as fast as she did because it's nothing like the instant gratification of when you watching a TV show, you think some shit in your head, and somebody says it out loud. And I feel like that's very rare to even see on reality TV. So when she said it, I was like, yes, I'm here for it.
Listen,
I also want to say another
Okay.
reason why I felt like Jeffrey should have ignored him. I feel like at this point we know that Blake is just ignorant as hell. So that's another reason why I just don't even give him anything extra. And when he had to sit down with the 30-year-old girl, I was so irritated by that sit down. I was like,
Ooh, he was
why
so
did y'all even
rude.
allow this date? Like he was
Yes,
dismissive to me. Like he
yes.
really didn't like, girl, you know you're not my type. You not my stilo. And it's like y'all producers know this. So why do y'all let him continue to advance more into the show?
Because
But
they
y'all
know
sent
he's
Corvea
an
home.
asshole, and they were trying. He's gonna give them more good TV moments with him sitting there during the
Yeah.
yoga session with his eyes wide open like a psycho girl. Yeah, they trying to keep him because he is being a part of the entertainment.
Hmm.
But I think he should have went home before Demario.
For sure.
Yeah.
Mm.
When that lady said in the women's lounge he looks for opportunity to attack, I was just like, yeah, he gotta go because that's something that dudes do because they feel insecure in the moment, so they have to try to make you pay for why they felt insecure. You have no idea what's going on.
Hmm.
Like they have all this shit going on in their head, and all of a sudden they start coming at you with this shit, and you just kind of like, what is
Trying
that?
to debate.
Trying to
Trying to
debate.
debate.
Yeah. I
Trying
just
to get
knew that statement was going to be able to seal his fate and that he was going to go home based on that. Because I feel like he hasn't just done her like that. He definitely looks for an opportunity to attack. Like, I feel like he did that right out the gate with Corvea. So I just knew he was going to go. And here we are. Mm.
here we
Mm,
are.
mm, mm.
Sand.
Other than that, I didn't think there was anything else really hitting like that on Ready to Love. Y'all have anything else to say
I
about the
can't.
show?
Mm-mm. I think that was
Nope.
it.
All right.
Mhm.
Well, I think it's now time to move into Love and Merge DC. I thought it was a pretty entertaining episode. I think the show is off to a soft start. I think it's good. I think it has potential. I just think it ain't kicked up yet. I believe this is like the third episode. So
Mhm.
some of the things that we see happen are we are left with Winter and Arena sitting down, and Winter has approached Arena with the receipts that she's gotten online. Shout out to our girl Winter, okay? We love us some Winter. But I have to say this. The receipts that I I don't think I would have spoken on those receipts if I was Winter.
Mhm.
Just because I feel like a lot of people on reality TV get tons of receipts. I mean, not even just reality TV. Like, how many people be blowing up our DMs in the general messages
Right.
with stuff that they see online? I would never take something that I seen in a general message and make a video about it and just say, "Oh, well, I got it in my DM, so y'all should expect it." So I don't feel like that was like exactly a receipt. Now, let's get into the context of the receipt if y'all haven't watched the episode. The context of the receipt is that allegedly Arena and Big Jamie, I hate that we have to say that, sent off Jason, which is their disabled son, to a school because they didn't want to deal with him anymore and that they barely raised him. And that was the receipt. Winter thought that it was a good reason for Arena to check her friends to see if somebody had been spilling tea about her. But I have to say, I kind of stood by Arena on this one because you don't even know who said that. And I don't think, like, if that's not true, it's not relative to her checking her circle. Arana makes it clear they ain't gonna be friends. She don't fuck with her, and that's pretty much that for that scene. But I wanted to ask y'all, what did y'all think about Winter bringing the receipts to Arana?
I don't think Winter should have said that they were receipts. Because I don't think that they were receipts. I also feel like she was approaching her on some kind of like, I'm trying to look out for you type thing. And maybe her delivery was wrong. But when you say you got receipts, like I mean, it just it hit different. Like you just got some information in your DM that you think is coming from our friends. I don't think that's necessarily a receipt, but it's more so me just looking out for you. Like, hey, you want to be mindful of this. Like, I'm trying to look out. But I feel like Irina, it doesn't matter what Winter does. Irina has ingrained in her head that she's not going to like this woman for whatever pact or whatever she got with Ashley. And I don't really like that. And I also don't like how she tried to flip the conversation and make it seem like that lady was talking about her child when she wasn't. And then you go back to your husband and you lie about the whole story. Like, I feel like that's messed up. But Winter has to work on her approach with people when it comes to stuff like this. That's just what I think.
For me, I feel like everybody asked Winter for those receipts that she was talking about during the reunion show. It was a lot of, oh, if you got it, then bring it up. Then stop talking about it if you're not going to show the receipts.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, okay, let me show the receipts. So we come back on the show in order for it to make sense. Let me show you the receipts. But here's the thing: why show up if you're not going to actually listen? She wasn't listening at all. She wanted to believe that Winter had pulled something out of her ass and came to her with it. But one of the receipts we know of was the fact that Jamie was a police officer, and they are just now talking about that on the show
Yes.
this season. They were forced to talk about that because that's one of the things that came out.
Right.
And that was a part of the receipts. She didn't say anything about it because obviously it doesn't make sense that they've already talked about it on the show now. He's retired. But essentially, they were trying to hide that shit. So I feel like a lot of the stuff that they probably did get was from somebody who was close because of the way they were talking about it, about the way they brought the mama there so she could look after everybody, so Raina could be running behind Jamie, whatever, was in the receipts. It was given, I know them. That's how I know this. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I understood what Winter was saying. But I do feel like Winter was there to be messy. And show her, no, I have the receipts. You want to see them? Here they are. But I think that we couldn't see all of it. We're not going to talk about all of it. We're only going to talk about certain things that are safe. We're not going to bring up all of the receipts.
Yeah, she didn't bring up
I can see that.
She didn't bring up the valuable receipts, I feel like.
No, I don't think so. I think she might be saving them just in case because she's strategic enough to do that because she was sitting on a lot of that shit for a long time.
Yeah, true.
And and never put it out and didn't say anything for a long time too. People send you stuff. If they feel like you're being treated badly by somebody on the show and they get receipts on you, they're gonna send that shit. They have receipts on Love and Marriage Huntsville people for the same reason. So, I just kind of feel like I wish Arena wouldn't always get into this delusional phase where she just hears what she wants to hear, and just goes along with what she wants to go along with versus actually looking at the situation for what it is. Like it annoys me.
You know what was hella funny to me though? I mean, if y'all been watching the show and y'all are on the blogs, I'm speaking to everybody watching. Y'all know that Jamie loves to be talked about. Jamie loves to be talked about. And it was funny as hell to me that when Arena came back to the house and Arena got ready to tell him what the receipts was, he knew that Winter was talking about the family, but his response was, "What'd she say about me?" Like, I don't give a fuck about none. I don't give a fuck about none of y'all. But what she say about me? Because he feels important. And I died laughing when he said, "What she say about me?" Because I'm like, well, shit, are you and your wife collectively supposed to be mad about her talking about y'all's family? Or do you want to know what she said about you specifically? So that was a trick.
Or have you been doing something out here for her to say something about you? Because that's what it's giving. How Robyn Dixon said she sat up there and was sitting on radio waiting for somebody to say something about her situation. So that's what it sounds like he was coming with. Like, what she said about me. Like, what does she know? Tell us. Because y'all not going to tell us. So maybe we do need Winter to tell us.
Somebody.
Listen, I just kind of feel like they annoy me. Like the picture I saw this week of them at the basketball game, him and Lil Jamie, like y'all gonna keep talking about us, but we gonna mind our business. Like, stop gaslighting us. Like, we only care because it's a reality show that came after a reality show that we actually liked, and we still don't get that attitude from them. Like this, whole why y'all gotta be all in our business. Like, we never get that from Mel and Martell. They admit they like the being the center of attention, They don't ever try to make people feel like y'all just too invested. Like I can't stand when people on reality shows hit the fans with that y'all too invested shit. Like you're not Shawnee O'Neal me, bitch. Okay, you like the attention, and every week we got to deal with you online, cursing people out and threatening them, and acting like you unbothered, and acting like everybody's acting crazy. But no, you're showing us your life on television, and people are responding based on what they see. I can't stand when y'all do that Scott Brothers shit and act like we not seeing what we seeing.
Not them
or
being the
crazy.
Scots of the show.
Low key, they are. That's a really good point. I feel like they are. They try to gaslight people. Oh, y'all too invested. Well, shit. You get paid to be on the show. We get paid to review the show. Shit. You don't want to say nothing? like what you mean? It's a trade off. Outside of that, y'all, we see Ashley and her mom. Now, Carlos King has joined us on YouTube, y'all, and he posted a video and he said that I think this was during his video where he was talking about Robyn. He said something about like people giving real TV, and he felt like this episode coming up, we were going to see a lot of real TV, specifically the scene between Ashley and her mama. Now, during the episode, Ashley and her mama had a conversation. Ashley went home after not being home for almost 20 years, and she shared with her mama how she felt. She didn't say the word, but how she felt abandoned because her mom left the home when she was 16 to go live with a boyfriend. And her mom never apologized. Ashley called it what it was, really, conversed her mom into a corner. Her mom still would not admit leaving her. Her mom was like, you was grown at 16. And I thought that it was a really sad scene to see. And her mom, in her mind, literally did not see anything wrong with what she did. And honestly, in my opinion, I feel like it's just generational. And it made me reflect on how Quick was feeling some type of way about Ashley waking up their son for school. So it reminds me of things where parents say like, well, I had to do this shit, so you got to do it too. Or this happened to me, so it's fine to happen to you, and I turned out okay. And it depends on what your definition is of I'm okay. So Ashley's mom thought that at 16, that made her a grown woman. She felt like she could move out, go be with a man. And I just thought it was sad to see. I'm glad that Ashley came to terms that she may never get that apology. But when it came to that, like, did y'all feel a way seeing Ashley's mom like not really take accountability for making her child feel away?
It was
Absolutely.
extremely triggering. Like, she was
Absolutely.
mean about it too.
And then gonna apologize and then turn around and pretty much defend her actions from I was like, then you're not sorry if you're gonna defend it, saying that you was there to take care of her, but you weren't in the home just because you was paying bills, like you weren't there. She had to literally fend for herself in so many words. Yeah, her lights didn't, her lights was on, water was on, whatever was on, but she still like didn't have no guidance. And then your response is, I was paying for whatever training classes, dance class. I'm like, what is okay? Yeah, Ashley, you never gonna get this apology, girl, because your mother doesn't get it. And then it made me think, is this the norm for her when she grew up? Did she grow up without having somebody that somebody, or did an elder make her believe that at 16 you're grown, so it was okay for her to just leave you?
Probably.
And then
Absolutely.
when Quick says stupid shit about, oh, well, let that boy be a man, don't be waking him up, da 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 da, like Ashley doesn't want her children to ever feel any ounce of what she went through. That's why she shows up the way that she does, and that's what being a mother is. But he would not understand the ironic part about it. No disrespect, but he didn't have his mom. So it's just, it's a mess.
But
It's a mess.
required mothering
Y'all,
required mothering from his woman.
right.
He seems to understand that the son needs the mothering now, so that he doesn't require it from his woman when he becomes an adult like you did.
Damn.
Let me tell you
A
something.
mess.
The thing that really killed me with this Ashley Mama situation is that Ashley Mama know exactly what the fuck she did. Because when that man told you that he was gonna leave you if you went and acted as a grandparent to your damn grandchild, and you still decided to go and do that, it was because you was making up for the fact that you made a mistake the first time when you left Ashley for him, because you paid for that. And you have. There's a coldness And I feel like when you have a mother that withdraws emotionally from you like that, you learn how to do that yourself, to pull your emotions away from people when you have to. And it's a violent act. I know because I do it. Like that's what ghosting is. Like that's why people don't respond so well to ghosting, is because you are like emotionally withdrawing from somebody in a way that feels violent to them. It hurts. And I think her mom does that to her. And I think that's why she does that. That's why she's the mean girl. And you know, it's just, it is what it is, and it's sad. And I feel like I want to like Ashley because of this, because I see where it comes from. And that mama was mean. When she said she was bad, I was like,
Yeah.
ma'am, what do you call leaving
Right.
a 16-year-old in the house alone to fend for herself? And then it's a girl child. What if somebody would have busted in the door when she was coming home from school or some shit like that? Like, you're not home for days at a time. And I feel like people act like it's an over exaggeration, but I feel like the people who act like that, maybe you didn't have parents in your household every day. But if you grew up with your parents in a household with you every day, think back to being 16 and nobody being in a house for days and weeks. Like, that might be cool for the first couple of days, but eventually, nah, I don't want to be in this fucking house by myself. Like, are you crazy?
Right.
Like, at some point, you start to be hearing shit, and then, you know, making sure you didn't lock all the doors and all of that. Got a knife under the bed just because you don't know. And I used to feel like that, and I had a daddy in the house. Like, you know, just sometimes when he would like be out of town on business, you just hear shit more than you was hearing it when this nigga was at home. So I couldn't imagine if all of the adults was just gone and now I'm at the house by myself. I think her mama did that because Ashley probably was like, you know, having sex early or something like that. And as a, you know, she wanted to do what she wanted to do. It was about that man. But it almost felt like when she said you was bad, it was like you wanted to do what you wanted to do. You wanted to act grown. So I left and did what I wanted to do and showed you that you wasn't grown. But then you sacrificed y'all's relationship for that, you
Yeah.
know. So I think she know what she doing, and I wish that I wish we would stop letting older people get away with this shit, because we, you know, oh, that's just how they are. No, fuck that. You're not dead yet. You can change.
And
Like,
then saying, let's leave it in the past. I'm like, that's why y'all still here now.
never
One of
want to
the
deal with
things,
things.
it made me think back to I don't know, it just made me understand Ashley a lot more. I still like Ashley. I do like Ashley. There's some things that she does that makes me like, but I do like Ashley. I feel like I see where she's coming from. But it made me think back to when they went on that couple trip last season and they asked everybody, if you knew what you knew now, would you marry your spouse again? And she said no, she wouldn't marry Quick again. And I felt like her mothering Quick had to do with the abandonment of her own mother, where she felt like, since nobody was there for me, I would never want somebody to feel how I felt, so let me mother him. And you end up mothering him into your husband, and then you continue having to mother him. And it made me feel bad for her, and it explained a lot of why she is the way she is. Um, so I hate to see it, but you ain't gonna get that apology from your mama, and I'm glad that she said to her friend that she realizes that.
Yeah.
So the next thing that I want to talk to y'all about is the birthday party. So Quick throws Ashley a birthday party, and you know her best friend who we saw earlier in the episode named Alicia. She ends up she's supposed to be the person to bring Ashley to the birthday party, but they end up showing up late, and then all of a sudden Ashley Ubers to the birthday party. It looked like an Uber. Somebody opened up the back seat of a black SUV. It looked like an Uber. Alicia did not show up because she got into a car wreck and her car was totaled. Now, Quick goes the whole party, having a good time. He calls Alicia, trying to see if she'll answer the phone. She didn't answer the phone. He found out from another one of Ashley's friends that she was in a wreck and that her car was totaled. He found out that the best friend was okay, but he does not tell Ashley that her best friend has been in a wreck and her car is totaled until after the party was over. So I have mixed feelings about this. I'll go first. So on one hand, I was like, okay, why is her friend crying like Alicia's not okay? If Alicia's okay, then damn, I feel bad for her. But like the way she was crying, it was almost as if it was something life threatening, which I know a wreck is life threatening. But when I say life threatening, I mean it made me think that it was something physically wrong with Alicia, and it wasn't. It was the fact that the car was totaled. And when you say a car is totaled, it can mean anything. Like shit, I've had a car totaled in a hailstorm. Like it just means that the value of the car is a wash. Like what it takes
Right.
to fix is more than the value of the car. And obviously, we seen her pull up in an old school Honda to their house, so it could have been anything that happened, right? So I felt away because one, her friend was doing all that crying, only to find out that Alicia was okay. So on one hand, I was like, okay, cool, keep the party going. But on the other hand, I feel like there's an ego involved where Quick wanted to get this, oh, you're such a good husband, Quick, off of his chest before telling his wife the news, because he felt like if he told his wife the news, that Alicia would get in the way of his ego. Similar to the way that he gave her that brand new ring at the book signing party last season, had Tank show up, and
Mm.
he wanted someone to say, oh my gosh, Quick, you're such an amazing husband.
Right.
So yeah, I feel like it's a double-sided coin to this. So how do y'all feel about Quick withholding that information from his wife?
I did feel at the time like I feel both sides. Like now that you said it like that, I'm like, damn, that was
Right.
probably an ego move. Because at first I was like, I appreciated him wanting her to just enjoy her time, but she did worry the entire time. Like she kept looking at her phone, like, where is Alicia? Somebody check and see where Alicia is. So if that was bothering her and she had to kind of sit through the whole party kind of wondering, and the way she was pissed at the ending when she said you wouldn't understand because you don't have no friends, I was just like, girl. It was absolutely giving. Maybe this was a mistake. Quick, maybe you should have told her just a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like he could have told her something, but I mean, Necey, you just really got me shook up now because of the damn ego thing, and it just makes so much sense because Quick often does this. I'm sure many men do when they not pulling their weight. They want to shower you with things. And he feels, more validated, I guess, in his role as a husband when she's praising him, like, oh, you threw this party for me. Oh, you gave me a ring. Oh, you surprised me with a birthday. All this other stuff. But that ego thing, girl. Because it was so weird seeing this girl cry. Because I'll be honest, although I was kind of like, why she crying when they broke down the fact that she got hit by one car, and when she tried to get pulled over, she spun or something, and another car hit her. So she got hit like on two different sides of her car. So I'm sure that's frightening. But maybe she
Mm-hmm.
heard her friend breaking down and it made her cry or whatever. But I'm like, if you see this as a serious thing, why are you so calm about it and not willing to share this with your wife? I know, make your announcement, all of that, but you could have put her to the side, let her know what's going on. But enjoy yourself. We're going to try to
It
get this
gives
figured
fake
out.
concern too. It gave fake
Yeah.
concern, a lot
That's
of
why he
fake
addressed it in the
care.
confessional.
It
That's why
killed
he
me
addressed it
how
in the
he
confessional.
it killed me how he said to her, I wish I was lying, but she's in a wreck and she's okay. Like, I wish I was lying. She's not going to answer the phone. I called her. Like, basically telling her, I had no reason to tell you earlier because I tried to talk to her. It's nothing you can do. So you might as well enjoy yourself and make me look good because I threw this party for you.
Pretty much. But she ate him up at the end. Like, and then I ain't gonna lie, when I'm frustrated, like, stop talking to me. Him continuing trying to talk to her, she was like, shut up. Like, just chill out. Move out the way. You wouldn't get it. You ain't got no friends. Like,
Yeah. She said, you
Ashley
have
can be
no real
ruthless when
friends.
she's upset.
It made
That's
my
me.
heart hurt. Like, damn, he probably don't got no real friends if she said that.
Shit, Ashley.
She act like a weasel. That's why.
Yeah. Okay. Now, the last thing that we saw at this birthday party, which I skipped over, we're gonna get into now,
Mhm.
is Big Lil Jamie, calling bluff on Lil Jamie's attempts at saying that he wanted to unalive himself. Now, I'm glad that Ashley spoke up and was like, your parents saying things like you a bum. My mom has said the worst things to me ever, and that stuff sticks with you. Like, you shouldn't be saying that.
Mhm.
And Jamie is obviously drunk and he's yelling, he's a bum. These kids from the 90s, these 27-year-old kids, they don't want to do shit, yada, yada, yada. And to Quick's point, it don't happen until it happens. And I think that Big Jamie has issues with being vulnerable and really accepting the fact that his son is hurting. So you want to call bluff on him saying that he don't want to be here no more? That's fucked up. Now, Delia made an amazing comment earlier, and I can't find it no more. I should have pinned the shit. But basically, she was saying, does anybody find it funny that Big Jamie and Arena keep calling Little Jamie lazy when her mom is in the house cooking and cleaning and
I
folding
saw
clothes for them?
that.
And neither one of them
Oh,
are working. Neither one of them are working.
oh.
So what y'all think about it again?
Okay, let me get a few things off, okay? Hopefully I remember everything. One, it brings me back to the conversation about the text message that somebody told Winter about they didn't want to deal with the boy, so they did X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
Because if y'all talking about somebody lazy and then you got your mom in the house doing everything, it brings me back to that conversation. Was there any truth to the text? The other thing I'm thinking about is one, well, I'm gonna leave you last. I'm gonna go to Jamie last. But the other thing I'm thinking about is Jamie, if you want to be upset with somebody, now I'm thinking about it, don't be upset with Quick for saying that you're a spoiled ass child. Because he really is repeating what the hell your daddy already be saying about you. So if your daddy did not
Yep.
engage in conversation, such negative conversation about you with somebody else, you wouldn't have to worry about that feedback, right? And then Jamie, older Jamie, I just you're the problem with parents, okay? You're extremely problematic, okay? You do very little to comfort your child emotionally, right? For whichever way you're wired. And as soon as they harm themselves, you're seeking help from people and sympathy from people because your child may have done whatever to done whatever to themselves. And you need to look inward at what it is that you did so that no other children fall in the same line of, you know what I'm saying, go down the same
Yeah.
path. So I just feel like you can be extremely problematic, and what makes it worse is that Irena very rarely calls you to task for your actions. And while you're out, I feel like you also probably not in therapy. So as much as your son needs to get to therapy, you have a ton of time now that you're retired. Go and sit down and talk to somebody so you know how to be a better communicator when it comes to yourself, your wife, and your children.
Mm.
Mm, that was a word. I need somebody to teach y'all the word accountability over there in that house. Because I feel like y'all have a real lack of accountability issue going on over there. And what a lot of old school parents don't understand, and this is for y'all, Jamie, y'all don't understand your kids learn what you teach them by what you do. If you didn't do shit around the house, if you didn't really contribute to what was going on, or if you just poured gifts on him to make up for the time that you are not
Mm,
around, you don't make him work for anything. The mama is in there doing everything, so y'all don't make him do chores. You probably didn't make him really get a job. You probably just kind of wanted him to have this very easy life, and that is nice and everything, but you should also make him work for it. I feel like I had an easy, life as far as not growing up in poverty, but I had to, like, work for things. You had chores, you had to do shit. You had to clean up the whole house on Saturday before you can go outside and do anything. You had to wash
Mm-hmm.
the dishes at night before you went to bed. Did you do, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, all of this shit needs to be done. That is how you teach your children how to
mhm,
take care of themselves. Okay. But what y'all did was y'all did everything for him. And now that he's an adult and can't handle his emotions, y'all are like mad. It's like you didn't teach him. You didn't teach him how to control his emotions. Jamie, you give angry, and Arena gives delusional. And also,
mm,
like a woman that likes a man that can sometimes be abrasive for a whole bunch of reasons, but namely because, first of all, you feel safe with them as it compared to being out in the world. So as their woman, you feel safe. But the way they are in some ways abusive to you, they're going to have to fix. And when they fix it, it makes you feel better about the situation, and it makes you feel good, and you're addicted to it. And I'm going to tell y'all, it may not be like a physically abusive thing, but if he talks to her really bad, or they get into arguments and he has to come and apologize for how he's acted, he's never going to say,
mhm,
I'm sorry for what I did. He's going to buy her something nice. He's going to make
Mm.
sure they go on a cute little vacation. You know what I'm saying? He's going to get her a nice bag or a fur coat or some diamond earrings. Like, he's going to fix it monetarily. And that's,
mm,
I can tell. Like, I can just tell y'all the situation because I know what I'm looking at. But Jamie, like, you're sitting up there drunk and mad, screaming at people because they're trying to tell you your son is not trying to play you for a fool. You just didn't teach him how to handle these things. Like, you just didn't. You did too much and you didn't do enough. like you overly provided financially and underprovided with the emotional and mental support that he needed. And then on top of that, y'all got the middle kid. I'm sorry, the youngest kid with the disability that y'all have to worry about. And then Arena has her businesses and keeping up with the young women that you're chasing after in a club, and then you're a cop. I mean, think about why little Jamie started getting in trouble. Probably so he can get some attention from you.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I feel for them. Yeah, I really feel for them. I really feel for them. Um, we wish y'all the best, Jamie.
Did y'all see that picture though of them at the basketball game
I
together?
saw that. I was a bit confused.
Did it to
It's like,
me?
so y'all work stuff out.
I
I
didn't
guess
see
that's
it.
what
No.
happens.
This is I'm buying your, what I'm saying, I'm buying you to be happy. People have made me feel bad about this, so now I'm going to spend some money on you, invite you to this basketball game, something we could do together. So it's not like I'm giving you money or buying you something, but I'm providing you access to something you otherwise may not be able to afford to have access to, so that we can get on a good foot, because I can't come to you and apologize for treating you like shit, because that's not in the rules of being a parent and a child. But you can
Mm-hmm.
offer something that is equal to monetary, value. And now little Jamie's online saying that everything's cool. You paid for his affections the way you always have. So no, nothing has changed. And little Jamie still looks really sad and low.
He
Like there's
has those
something.
eyes that I was
Oh
talking to
yeah, I
y'all
remember you
about.
was talking about. Mm-hmm.
He has those eyes. I feel really bad for him. And like I just want to say, at least for me, whenever I assume y'all, but I can't speak for y'all, but whenever we come out here, I know we lit their asses up last episode. But everything we said, I stand by. Okay? When it comes to the family dynamic, and it's just based on what we seeing, what I'm seeing on TV. And honestly, I just would hope that y'all listen to the reviews, not to think that like we care enough to hate y'all, but to self-reflect and actually get the therapy that you need. Like that last season, whenever they had that lady come in and she was like some sort of medium, and she was
Mm-hmm.
pointing out the things that was wrong with them, that would be really good for them to go back to that. But I just, I don't know, it just feels heavy talking about them. And like, y'all try to play the shit for a joke on TV, but the shit is heavy. And I
And
Mm-hmm.
hate
on
to
social
see,
media.
and on social
Absolutely.
media. It, like
It's giving
the
Marcel.
emotion that his son feels is heavy, and you can feel it through the screen. The way that he talks about his son, the shit is heavy. Arena trying to act like all shit is cute because her son is on TV blowing up, her husband is blowing up. I really feel for them, and I think that they need to get some type of therapy.
Yes.
I mean, they not gonna listen to this shit. What am I? I'm a '90s kid that's spoiled based on what Jamie said,
Well, I'm
and
an
it's just
80s
so.
kid and I wasn't spoiled. And y'all need some damn help. And I wish my Paul would have lived long enough for me to impress therapy upon his ass, because I would have at this point. I would have made him go talk to somebody about his damn anger issues, because at the end of
Mm-hmm.
the day, that's exactly what it is. That's why you drink the way you do. That's why you got to find your instant gratification somewhere, because you got shit going on inside your head and inside your chest that you can't deal with. And it comes out in negative, fucked up ways to the people around you. And I'm gonna keep saying it. Arena looks like she is being sucked of her energy every time I see her. It's
Mm.
here. It's here.
Hmm. I
Mm.
feel for them. I just think it's really funny because every time he said these kids from the '90s are spoiled, me and Lil Jamie are basically the same age. Pretty, yeah, we should be the same age depending
Oh
on when they
baby,
film the
Jamie look
show.
way older.
And it's thank you. It's hilarious thinking about like how you claim all these people from the '90s are, and but you're not reflecting on your parenting. You're not reflecting on your parenting. And for me to even sit up here and have these comments as a kid from the '90s, or adult from the '90s, should I say, like that's a trip. That's a trip to me. It really is. But I ain't got nothing else for the show. Y'all got anything else for them? It should be heavy talking about them.
What about Joy and Clifton, and Clifton wanting to have that wedding and Joy not
Oh,
wanting it? I
Mm-hmm.
feel like their relationship is, like I said, the first episode is giving performative, like
Mm-hmm.
everybody on Ready to Love. It's giving performative. It's giving, we don't know whether to believe if it's real or not.
Yeah, I'm glad that she said that. Don't you feel like we've done enough for TV?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, well, just think about it. Um, I agree with her. I think they've done enough for TV. But I mean, has Clifton been married before?
I think Clifton has been married twice before.
Two baby mamas. I don't know if he's been
No,
married
I think
before.
he's been married
At least
twice
once.
before. I think
So
somebody in my live said that this would be the third marriage.
Oh
mm,
wow, he should be tired of weddings then.
that's what I'm thinking. Then at this point,
Exactly. Exactly. You should really just be trying to go down to the courthouse and profess your love down there to them people, sign that paperwork and get yourself on back to the house or go and take a vacation somewhere. Trying to actually have it talking about a Cinderella. This lady 40 something years old. And I'm still not over the fact that I feel like you gave up your career and you said that you wouldn't, but we
Say
felt
that
like
shit.
you knew you would.
Say that
child.
shit. I won't forget. I remember when their reunion went off and she was talking to the Kia, like the Kia was scum of the earth. And I said, all this for somebody to be a third baby mama to split bills. I do wish
Mm-mm.
them the best. I wish them the best. But I have to say, it ain't giving what you thought it was gonna give. Like, who is quit, girl? Whatever. I hope this is a check that's making up, the singing gigs that you had in Mexico, and I hope they're happy. I do hope they're happy. But it's performance.
We'll see.
We will. Okay, so it's time to get into everybody's favorite show, and that is Real Housewives of Potomac. We finally got to the finale. And I don't know how to feel about saying finally because it felt like it was a pretty quick season to me. I think this season was about 18 episodes, whereas
Hmm.
on franchises like Atlanta, we begin about 26 damn episodes. We on franchises like Love and Marriage Huntsville, it'd be like season 3, episode 45. So 18 episodes literally felt like nothing. So I felt like it was a pretty lackluster finale. Before I get into the high notes, on a scale of 1 to 10, Bondi, Jamie, 1 to 10, how's y'all rating the finale?
The finale.
A 4.
Mm-hmm.
A 4.
I would give it a 5, maybe 6, because I appreciate the light turn up that Chris gave to Ashley before he walked out the door.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere up
See
in
that?
there.
That wasn't even enough for me. No, wasn't enough. I needed more. I also didn't like the way Giselle was even invited. Giselle shouldn't have even been
Right?
invited. He
Not
told
Ned.
her,
That,
posted to her, like, ew. And
Not
oh, that
Ned.
irritated me.
Wendy
It
and
did.
Mia, girl, she tried to act like you was trying to snatch her cat and she was trying to snatch yours. And you up here kissing her on the cheek and acting like it's good, talking loud. Whatever.
Wendy don't
That's
want
how
no
you
more
knew.
enemies.
She don't. She don't. And I stand firmly in. I've been saying all season long. I've been disappointed. Hold on, let me say this. Wendy, Candace, stand up. Okay? Say it with your chest. Stand up. Okay? I don't know where these made up relationships is coming from with Robyn the whole season. Both of y'all apologized to her only for her to pay y'all asses dust after the fact. Embarrassing in my Jamie
Mm,
voice.
mm.
Now, I'm not understanding where this came from, but honestly, I feel like maybe Wendy felt the need to fold so much because she didn't feel the full support from people like Karen, people like Candace, because those really are the people who can flip the table. To me, Candace don't understand the power that she has on the show, the influence that she has over the girls. And if she
Hmm.
just stood on her own and and she said what she said all the time, but kept that same energy, you could flip the show. Honestly, Wendy would feel
Hmm.
supported. Wendy could say whatever it was that she really felt and stand by it. Y'all don't have to do this thing where y'all apologize to Robyn for some shit she did. That don't make no sense. And honestly, I feel like it's just enough if Candace was the one to stand firm because Karen would be nice, but Karen don't stand on no shit, honestly, besides her own stuff. If it ain't got nothing to do with her man, her money, she don't give a fuck. Okay. So for me, I'm gonna have to rate the episode a 5. But because it was a 5 and we all rated it, between 4 and 6, I think we can just go ahead and jump to the party, Candace party, because we talked about Ashley in this house already, but whatever. So at the party, let's speak about Mia and Wendy. Over the past couple episodes, it was wondering like who wanted to eat whose box. Did Mia initially want Wendy's box? Did Wendy want Mia's box? What was it? I was thoroughly annoyed that on the bachelorette trip or before the bachelorette party, Mia said that she didn't want to see Wendy because Wendy wanted her. Almost as if Wendy was making her uncomfortable, only for you to be approached by her at the party, for Ashley's messy ass to call you out on your shit.
Mm.
And instead of having dialogue about you lying, you laughed it off. You gave the girl a hug and a kiss on the cheek to get over it. Wendy didn't know the severity of it. Um, I kind of felt away, but a liar is a liar and a hoe is a hoe. So, what did y'all think about the scene with Mia and Wendy? And we find out that Mia really did want the box.
I'm glad Ashley could recall what the hell was said, her and Wendy, to know that Mia really did say that. And Mia, she knows she said it because she, like, her facials was like, oh, bitch, I did say that, didn't I? Right? I still feel like Wendy don't want no enemy and she doesn't want to go backwards. And I feel like that's why she just like played it off, hugged her. It is what it is. And let's just move on. I ain't had no issue with it. I'm just glad that Mia's card was called.
So for me personally, I feel like Wendy needs to be way more choosy about who she shows her snatch to. I feel like you should have already known. You should have known better. Okay, that Mia was going to try to like, post you up with this shit because it seemed like she's always looking for an opportunity to play you out for Robyn
Mm.
and Giselle. You know what I'm saying? No matter how y'all try to get cool, like all of this acting like now I understand what the issue is with me. Whatever your jealousy issues are. Oh, wait, you really wanted the box. Is that girl? Wendy never had an issue with you. You have an issue with Wendy. You're lost. You're confused. So I just kind of feel like I wish they would stop being so nice. But I think they are scared that Wendy specifically is scared that she's going to get boxed out of the show if she goes too hard. And I wish that she would throw caution to the wind and go hard because essentially, like, can you more this shit? Like at
Hmm.
the end of the day, if you making a splash, bitch, call me a villain all day. But we gonna make this scene happen, and at the end of it, I'm gonna feel better. Shit. But I wish she would stop falling on her sword so often. Her and Candace. Like Candace at the end of this season inviting this bitch Giselle to her event
Mm.
that was supposed to be special to her and all of that. And then toasting and hugging, like all of this extra shit. I just really felt like it was punking out.
It was. It was. I hated it so much. It made me think when Necey was talking about Candace not knowing her power. I'm like, dang, I wonder if she gonna know it next season, right? People should understand her power because they say the season wasn't that good, and obviously it's because Candace wasn't cutting up as she usually does. But anyway,
Oh, you're right.
she didn't
You're
get y'all a
right.
show,
You're right.
so blame it on that. But if she does, recognize her power, that'd be great. However, I feel like they got these girls in it. Remember when they first came on, they started talking about all this etiquette, that etiquette. I
Mhm.
feel like they got them following some type of protocol to where Candace, I mean, not following, but I feel like it's ingrained, whatever that protocol is, that she feels like, okay, let me not overstep my boundaries because of the hierarchy that the person just mentioned in the comments. That's what I'm
Mhm.
thinking could be going on. They got something going on, especially for Karen to say Wendy isn't of Potomac. That's like a sorority girl saying, she's not of our, you know what I'm saying, our type of whatever. So that's what I'm thinking. They got them on this little etiquette thing from the moment that they started the show to where they are now.
I don't
So it's
even
time
think
to
it's an
flip
etiquette
that.
thing. I don't even think it's an etiquette thing because I feel like if anybody is trying to check for etiquette, Wendy is gonna pass.
Mm,
So I don't feel like that's what this was ever really about.
they ain't gonna let her.
I'm
She
I'm
should.
wondering.
Thank you,
She
Jamie.
should.
They're not gonna let her. Just like Jamie said, Wendy should pass any type of etiquette, but just like they like to play in our faces and say, "Oh, you were being the aggressor, or you were, being the person to make Mia act this way,
Antagonize.
Or acting like a thug.
Right.
They not gonna let her. She has the most credentials of anybody on the show.
Mm,
Self-made. And they not gonna put no respect on her name.
And
ever.
didn't have to sleep with no old man for her money.
Hear
Okay.
what I say?
Mm,
Mm.
mm.
It's
They
unfortunate.
really need to team up.
Speaking of sleeping with old men for some money, our grand dame. I love me some Karen. Okay,
Sorry.
that's what she
I was
did
thinking
though.
Ashley.
No, Karen did it too. Karen did it
And Mia,
first.
let's
She
not forget Mia.
did. Yeah, Mia
Ka-
too.
Karen did it first. What am I looking at?
Oh damn,
Okay,
that's the one thing
I
Karen
saw
did
like
first. Go ahead.
she did it
Yes.
first. I saw. I think it was like a spider on the wall. Okay. Anyway, I'm trying to focus now that I see that spider on the wall. I need to make sure it don't move. Anyway,
Help you.
when it comes to Karen, hold on, y'all. I can't even focus. Shit, I can't. It's a spider on the wall. I can't.
Kill it.
That is too funny.
Kill
Poor
it.
Karen.
Karen, listen, if Karen is popping pussy in the bathroom, y'all gonna let her do it. That's what I know.
Do you believe it though? You believe she was popping that thing, doing that thing?
I think there's some truth to it.
Mm,
I don't know if you know, the specifics are true. I don't. But I
yeah.
do feel like there's something about Karen that gives I like to be inhibited sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And do
Yeah.
whatever. And if I'm doing something with somebody and I want to do whatever, then I'm gonna do whatever. So that's kind of what I feel like the vibe that Karen has been on.
Hmm.
Um and everybody, feels like she has an arrangement with Uncle Jessup.
I
And
think
shout
so.
out to Roxanne. I think so too. And I mean, like, that's what, like, hello, like, nigga, what you gonna do? You could barely walk down the stairs. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, y'all love each other fine, but like, yeah, Karen obviously needs somebody that's more her age when it comes to getting his back blown out. And I just kind of feel like if Karen is getting her back blown out drunk in the bathroom, so is Sharice. Because Sharice with her three
Mhm.
boyfriends and a firefighter and being drunk
Mhm.
and hot all over the damn place, it's definitely giving you ain't got no
And
That
pants
is too
sweaty
on and
funny.
nothing you got on. That's what
and
it's
lace
giving.
lifting,
That is too
lace
Yes,
funny.
the lace
lifting
always, yes. It is
and,
giving you
and
call
sweating.
somebody to handle it. You might pull some money out your titty every now and again. There's a young boy somewhere.
Oh.
Hmm. Oh well, I mean, I could really go. Sharice is one who I could go in on for about 30 minutes straight. I I really could. I could go in on Sharice for about 30 minutes straight. I hate that for her. I really do. Um, she
She
she's
used to be cute back in the day. They showed some old pictures. Like, oh, Randy, you look young.
Aw.
I don't know what happened. Is it menopause? I hope that's not what it is, because I know I'm gonna have to go through that at one point, and I hope it don't look
I
like that.
know. That's why I
No, I
just
think
made
it's
that
that
face.
husband. I think the husband dragged her down through there. And since then, suffering that public embarrassment, she probably never cared to do anything else since she lost her
Mhm.
main man.
Ooh, it's sad.
Oh goodness. I will say this though. As much as I can't stand Sharice old sweaty lace lifting, piano color 27 1B30 wig wearing ass, Cato closet shopping ass, Sears JCPenney looking
Yeah,
ass out
get
there. As
'em.
much as I can't stand the Grand Dame of Baltimore, you thought it was Potomac, but it's really Baltimore. We don't give a fuck
Get
what Karen
'em.
did. I just have to say, with all those things that I say about Sharice, I don't think she lied. Okay. One thing I won't call her is a liar. Okay. I think that Karen was in the bathroom with a worker, but I have to say it time and time again. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna
I
stand by
don't
her.
think it was a
I'm gonna stick by
worker.
her side. You
I
don't
don't
think it
think it
was a
was a
worker?
worker. No, I think it was whoever she was fooling with, but I don't think it was a worker. I think that whoever she messed with is just somebody that don't make as much money as she do. So, or
Oh,
as much money as Uncle Jesse. So they try to make it seem like it's some worker, but it's probably some like older man that worked down to the garbage company or something that she didn't seen coming around enough,
Shit.
in close vicinity, but may not be in her tax bracket. and wear that ass out. And she meet up with him outside, the area every now and again, have a good time, and going back home to the Black Bill Gates. That's what it's giving to me. I do think that's what Sharice was saying, but like I said, if she popping pussy in the bathroom, bitch, so are you.
Oh.
I saw people saying that, and Sharice would have more reason to be in the bathroom stall with somebody than Karen. And low key, if you want to be all the way real, Sharice is very much giving the friend where you need Karen to pull the workers that are younger than you to even get the friend in the bathroom with you. Is what it's giving to me. It's giving tag team.
Yeah,
It's
it's
giving
giving
tag
only
team.
the cougars, and you push the titties up, and you go out and you just being boozy, and yes, and okay, if you wanna, like, it's definitely
Right.
giving
And
that.
Karen, like, okay, but what you think about my friend?
Yeah,
And then
it's
the
giving
dude
Kim
looking at his
Control.
friend like, man, fuck it. I've been drinking all night. I ain't never had no
Never.
55-year-old in my life. Let's do it.
Listen, I might get her to pay for a new, some new Jordans or something. Okay, might get her to give me that new game system if I play this right.
Right. If you eat it right, might take your ass
Listen,
to Red Lobster, okay?
okay.
Hilarious.
Now, honestly, I think that's why Karen took forever to deny the rumors, y'all. She
Mm-hmm.
took forever to deny the rumors. Ashley came up to her with another rumor and was like, hey, I want you to know Sharice ain't the only one saying this. She tried to walk away. Mia walked up to her. Mia was like, let's not act like it's Sharice. The thing that was telltale to me, though, was that when Mia said, let's not act like it's just Sharice, Karen said, no, 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 no. Basically, like, no, I know Sharice ain't the only one saying it. Or no, I know it's rumors about there. People are
Mm-hmm.
talking. Um, I just don't really care. I don't care if Karen is sleeping with men outside of her husband. I don't care. Because I feel like, see, and here's the difference. This is what I want us to get into, like, in a little bit. We got to talk about Candace and her husband and Ashley first. But remember this, hold this thought. One of the things that Robyn said on Watch What Happens Live, hold the thought, because I don't want to talk about it yet, was that everybody on the show doesn't bring their full lives. And she specifically used Karen as an example. And for me, I feel like the reason why that does not apply is because Robyn has been on the show because of her relationship. You've only had 9 lives like a cat on this show because of your relationship, and people wanted to see you get married and they wanted to find out if Juan was cheating. I don't think Karen's been on the show because people wanted to find out about Blue Eyes. Like, Karen has showed us what she was casted to show us. I would
Mm-hmm.
love to find out about Blue Eyes, but that's not, I don't know, that's just not who Karen is to me. So, yeah.
Now I see what you're saying. Like, I
You
mean, I see
do.
what you're saying. Yeah, Karen definitely gives us more of what's going on in her actual life.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel like we got a lot of what's actually going on in Robyn's life. I think it's all I don't know, it's very weird because I feel like her and Giselle really attach themselves to other people's stuff. And we only get like this much of what's really going on with them, like the whole season. So I kind of see
Mm-hmm.
what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move on from that. Somebody else who had me feeling some type of way, and I kind of get where it's coming from. It was the last episode of the season, which is why I thought to myself, maybe that's why Candace wanted to invite Giselle. Maybe production was like, hey, we need one scene, full cast together for the last episode of the season. And maybe
Hmm.
Candace was just like, you know what, fuck her. I want her to see me standing by my man so her neck can be all rolled up. I want her to be feeling some type of way, right? So that's what I was thinking. So, okay, fine. You invited Giselle, right? But when it comes to forehead, this girl approached you and said, hey, I want to speak to your husband. And you say, I don't think that's a good idea, respectfully. And then as she goes against the grain, instead of pouncing her ass back for approaching your husband, you say to your husband, incoming. And she goes over to your husband and she says, hey, Chris, I want to talk to you about some shit on Twitter. Chris says, well, what do you have an issue with? Ashley says, all of it. I felt like it was a threat. And then she then says to Chris, Well, the thing you did do some rather questionable things, and that's when Chris Bassett said, "Man, fuck that shit. It's because I'm angry inside." And I was standing by Chris because really, fuck that shit. You came over there to start some mess, especially when you doubled down and said you did do some rather questionable things. And yes, your friend do look like a Sesame Street character. So I understand that Candace was probably in a moment of bliss, a moment of fly above, a moment of when they go low, we go high. But I would have had so much gratification if I would have seen her, set Ashley straight. You can't approach nobody's husband on some bullshit at a party that you halfway probably should have never even been
Mhm.
invited to. So, do y'all think that Candace should have held the situation any differently? What do y'all think about Chris and the way he handled the situation? Like, what kind of mess was that?
At first, I felt like I'm glad she didn't give it a moment because it kind of deflated it. But at the same time, it's a fucking reality show, and she really was pressing you. Like when you said, "Don't talk to my husband," and she still went over there and talked to your husband in real life, I might have snatched somebody for some shit like that. And I'm not even a fighter like that. Like I just don't play with people. Like I just don't want to. I don't want to do none of that shit. But essentially, if I say don't go talk to my husband, and you tell me
Mm-hmm.
that I'm grown, and you go talk to my husband anyway, when I roll up on you on some aggressive shit, understand where it came from. So for me, I feel like I wish that Candace would have pressed her a little bit because Ashley would have backed down. Ashley be acting like she about all that shit, but she know she not. Like Candace, you thought that you could press Monique and that shit was gonna turn out different. Ashley is the one that you press, okay? Ashley is the one that's not really gonna fight. She not really trying to do all of this with you. So if you got in her face a little bit, like just got in between her and Chris while they was talking and kind of like breast bumped her, like bitch back up, like I just said no.
Breast
She,
bump.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm sure y'all have rubbed y'all titties together before. That's why you keep giving her chance after
Girl.
you may not have made a commitment to eat cat every day, but I feel like you and Ashley have absolutely kitty clicked.
I
The
said the
energy,
same damn thing
yeah, it
because
makes no sense. It makes
I
no
don't
sense
think
other
we
than the
went
fact that
live that
there's,
week.
yeah, it's
Did y'all notice whenever they went dress shopping and Ashley said to Giselle, "You won't believe what happened in Mexico after y'all went to the room." And Giselle's first guess
was you and
was
Candace.
you and Candace. Why would Giselle guess that? Not only that, when Ashley went on
Mm.
Watch What Happens Live before the season started, she told Andy that her and Candace was cool because they hung out together in New York and there's some secrets that they would never tell anybody. Y'all,
And we see how they get down. Both Candace and Ashley are good time girls. If they go out to the strip club and they start doing drinks, they're going to show their cooties to whoever. They're going to, kiss and pull out the titties and all that. Mia too. That's why we saw them going out so much. And that's why Robyn be like, okay, I can't go out with you hoes too much because everybody will catch me up. They'd see me. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no way.
Mm.
They just comfortable with their shit because they know they can go back to their men. But see,
right.
Robyn on the other hand, Robyn knows that if we see her that way, we really gonna be like, yeah, that bitch gay, And she likes to fight the truth, as you can see from the way the wedding went. Her pointing her middle finger. That's because you want to fight us on everything. You don't want us to be right about nothing, and so you want to fight. But it's your life, bitch. Do what you want to do. But yeah, that situation is very interesting to me. But I absolutely think that Candace and Ashley have kitty clicked, and that's why they keep
Wow.
coming back. Because Candace's patience with Ashley doesn't make sense to me, other than the fact that there is sexual chemistry. That's the
Yeah.
only reason that I can see Candace kind of having an attitude towards Ashley. Like, I'm gonna give Ashley, she's a whore, and I cannot stand her, but she's over there, and I'm fine. And it's
And I
because
won't even say sexual. I think it's the fact that you know that you don't want it to come out that you've done stuff with Ashley.
that.
And by Ashley even saying something on Watch What Happens Live, we have secrets that we've never told anyone. That's like a lightweight of threat. Like, oh yeah, you fuck with me.
Oh, it made me feel like Mia,
Mm.
Mia and Wendy situation too. Oh, it's
Hmm.
similar. That's y'all gotta stop fucking with them. You know what? I'm not even gonna say that because then y'all gonna get mad at me. But I tell y'all something about these people that have closer proximity to caucasity now. Okay, the closer your proximity to the caucasity, the more I have to be aware. of how you may act. Just saying. Y'all know what I mean when I say this. Sagittarius and Gemini. Really? Ashley is a Gemini, huh?
Dangerous as
Hmm.
fuck.
And Candace is a Sagittarius. That makes sense.
And
They're
Ah.
that combination is dangerous as fuck.
it
Okay.
is. It very
Two
much
outgoing ass people.
Oh
is.
wow.
Crazy ass outgoing people.
Mm.
I think Candace handled it fine. I think she probably thought that Chris wasn't going to blow up because he's typically the more level-headed person. So I feel like that's probably where she was going with it. But I still do feel like it's the disrespect from Ashley. Like it would have been nice to see her like, don't be disrespectful, Ashley. Like she could have said something else to her, like, girl, don't be disrespectful. Like when you don't want us to do something or say something to Michael, girl, we abide by it. Like, don't move like that. But I'm glad in the sense that she didn't say shit because she went over there and got exactly what she wanted from Chris. And then had the audacity to ask, what did she say? Like, girl, he got you together as he should have. You full of shit.
And ain't this how Candy and Portia started their friendship? You know, Portia been looking real good on Instagram since they've been trying to prove that her booty real. I was
She
just
has been.
like,
That
damn,
picture of
Portia, you
her in the
look
red
good.
dress. I was like,
Mm.
yes, I can't stand your ass no more. But
Yeah.
every time I
Oh,
see pictures of her, I'd be like, man, I wish she would have never showed us who you was on that damn Portia Family Mess.
for real. And
Yeah.
them passive aggressive ass pictures today. Still the Guabati. Bitch,
Hmm.
y'all still the Guabati is because the whole
Right.
It's
child.
giving still standing.
Yes, it is.
Child,
I'm
listen.
still here. See, she can't believe that.
Okay. Well, I feel like that was all I really had for the finale, but I did want to talk to y'all lastly about Robin on Watch What Happens Live. Well, there was one more thing. I think we can fit it in. Okay, Robin on Watch What Happens Live, real quick, y'all.
Mhm.
I wanted to name this Sticking Beside Him because this is exactly what the fuck she was gonna do. She was gonna stick beside him. I
A
thought
real white lady on this too. I want to say that that hair made her look
Yeah.
real Caucasian.
it did. I feel bad for her because Robin, in her heart and her mind, knows that she is a black girl, but the people won't let her make it. They won't let her make it, and I feel bad for her. I don't want to take her black girlness away from her. I just can't stand her ass. So I have to say this: on Watch What Happens Live, I was satisfied with the conversation. People had mixed feelings about it. They felt like it was a wasted conversation. But I thought it was pretty decent, seeing as how we have a whole 30-minute attached to the end of one of the reunions to hear more.
Mhm.
Now, Andy did his thing where he dimmed the lights, he put her in the hot seat, and he
She
grilled. I think
literally
he,
looked around. She literally looked
yes,
around, bro. I bust out laughing. I said she wasn't expecting that.
me too. Like the lights went from like a regular warm light to a blue light. Like, bitch, you on the spot. So he put her on the spot and he asked her basically, you came on the show, you had the opportunity to share a story. Why didn't you share it? Her first response was she didn't feel like it was anything going on in their life at the time. So she didn't want to bring it up. Why would she say pick her? After that, he then ends up pointing out the fact that she decided to share the story through a paywall, meaning her podcast, instead of the show that she's paid to come on, which lets me know y'all are thinking what we're thinking, but the fact that he said paywall makes me think that they're literally watching Carlos' YouTube channel because he
Oh
came out with the
God.
video the week before. You was thinking the same thing, Jamie?
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I don't. That question was so specific that you knew that somebody took it from Carlos' video because Carlos said something about the fact that you're paid to come on the show, but you sold it on your podcast, and they remixed that question. But we know this, okay? They watch our videos from time to time. Now, anyway, she mentioned that it wasn't a paywall for her, like the podcast is free. The next thing that he asked her about is exactly what the situation or the turn of events was. She explains that that's her man and she's sticking beside him because the story that he told her, while feeling like it was very authentic and real, was that the girl from Canada was talking to him on Instagram. She came down to Maryland to meet up with a Baltimore Ravens player who she was supposedly talking to. She shows up from Canada during the lockdown with not a dime to her name. All she got is the shirt on her back and her last name. And whenever she shows up to the hotel, she can't check in. So she messages Juan on Instagram, and Juan decides to meet her at the hotel to put down his credit card so the girl can have a place to stay. He simply pays for the room and he leaves. Nothing else. She says she believes him. She says to Andy, I know it doesn't sound true, but I believe him. He really looked like he was being honest. That's some bullshit. Now, the last thing that she called out from this short Watch What Happens Live clip was that Giselle is her friend and that she would expect not Mia, sorry. Giselle's her friend and she would expect Candace and Wendy to do the same thing for each other. One of the things that irks my fucking nerves is that Candace and Wendy have never claimed to be best friends. Why the fuck do y'all keep pairing them together besides the fact that their skin tone is close?
Mm.
And that they're the ones that have the most sense on the show. This is the second time this season that they've done that. The first time they did it was whenever y'all were in Miami and something happened and Mia said Candace and Wendy should do that or they should do this for each other or they should stay in the same room. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's annoying as fuck. Robyn and Giselle came on this show as close friends and then even start referring to each other as best friends. Wendy and Candace met on this show. Stop trying to explain the bullshit that y'all do and make it seem like Candace and Wendy are the alt objects of y'all. It is not the same, besides their skin is the same. Now, anyway, I thought it was interesting because I thought that Andy seemed to be pissed and I thought he doubled down on the questions. I didn't want to give too much because we know that he's going to ask her more questions at the end of one of these reunions. Now, with all of that, this week we found out that the woman came out and did an interview and she basically said that she didn't request money from Robyn on Zelle. But a bunch of people who are fans of Robyn saw a screenshot where she did indeed request money from Robyn, but it wasn't on Zelle, it was on PayPal. So I think two things can be true. I think the girl was fucking with your husband. I think your husband is lying to you, and I'm not calling him your roommate no more because it's your husband. And I think that she also requested money after the fact, and I think that y'all paid her. So, I'm sorry. Last thing I'm gonna say, when it came to this wedding, y'all, it was very much given that y'all didn't have the funds because y'all are saving the funds for a lawyer, in my opinion. One, y'all wanted to do a cheap ass wedding on the tail end of your brother-in-law's wedding for a trip that y'all already had to pay for, which is why y'all didn't want to invite people. That was the first option. The second option was whenever we finally seen the wedding, you said that your friend whose family owns a bunch of wedding venues made it happen. Meaning, y'all probably got married on a slow Tuesday and had the flowers donated, had everything donated, which is why you tagged every single person on Instagram. And could it be because y'all are trying to pay this girl, or could it be because y'all are trying to lawyer up for the situation that Juan has going on at the university allegedly? So anyway, and now that I said all the thoughts in my mind, what did y'all think about Robyn? Was it giving clown mess?
Definitely gave a few clown masks, different types, different ones that she put on. I think that they're all full of shit. Yeah, I think everybody's full of shit. I would say Juan for the BS that he told Robyn, and she sitting out here by her damn self having to explain Juan's story and him not being beside her as she does it because he got her into this. And also I felt a bit that the side lady was full of shit too when she did the interview with Giorgio and wasn't really saying anything. Like, you gave us this much, you gave us receipts and stuff, and then now you want to try and pull back all of a sudden. And then Robyn says the lady watches Real Housewives of Potomac. She's a fan, all of that. So it made me wonder about her agenda to begin with. It doesn't excuse Juan and his actions because he was foul, period, because you was engaged to this woman the whole time, planning on marrying her. So, like, you whack as hell for that. But at the same time, I'm also looking at this lady like, man, was this a part of the plan for you to come to the front and get any type of, clout or anything? Because you should have did us all a favor and sent it to everybody on the cast. Send it, don't just send it to Giselle. You should have sent it to everybody. But all in all, I think that everything was BS, and I think Robin is going to return next year and unbothered, no less of a position. And I also question what the hell we gonna learn after the reunion. What could you possibly tell us that you didn't tell us on the podcast, on Patreon, and in this interview? Is Juan going to be there? Is Juan coming? I guess we'll find out.
Child,
Because that's the only thing that would make sense. Like, he got you in this situation and you the one that's having to speak on it
girl, I
by
doubt.
yourself.
I
Mm-mm.
still doubt Juan Dixon will be there. I really do doubt that Juan Dixon will be there. I think it's all a publicity stunt. I think that she and him only got married so she can keep her check for him and so that she can prove us wrong for her and Karen wrong. But
Mm.
essentially, you're still not going to give anything next season. He's still not going to show up for you. Not really. He'll probably pretend to, but not really. Y'all still won't be really happy. And it'll still be a relationship that is predicated on the fact that y'all are too comfortable and bored to find someone else that you would be more happier with. Oh, I'm sorry. Juan has done that. There are all of the slides that we're going to find out about as the years go on. Anyway, Robin, I know you think you did something smart here, but I really just feel sorry for you because ultimately I feel like you don't know who you are and you're on a reality show basically jipping everybody out of their fucking money because you're
Mm.
not giving anything. You're not being honest. You're not doing any real introspection. Like you've been on a reality show now for how many seasons? And you really haven't looked at yourself. The season that Juan cheated on you, weren't you depressed and sleeping in the bed all the time? And I remember that was the last time that I actually defended you because I didn't like the way that he was talking to you or handled you when you were in the bed
I
sleeping
remember
until
that.
because it felt like it felt like she was depressed and he wasn't paying attention to it. And when somebody brought it to her attention that she was depressed, it was like, oh, depressed means I must be weak. Let me hurry up and clean this shit up and act like I don't have a problem. And so that's what she did. And honestly, since then, I don't think Robin has shown us anything real. I don't think that we are going to get any closer to her being real, her being honest. I don't think we're going to get anywhere closer to that. I think they're going to continue to let her skate by simply because she is Giselle's BFF on this show, and they, for some reason, are really manipulated by this whole, like I said, closeness to caucasity.
Mm, say that. Say that.
Sad, so sad. We want to see you be a fun lesbian, Rob. We really do. I don't know why you won't give it to us. But go ahead and waste
Yeah,
Juan's time. Go ahead.
I mean, after I agree with Jamie. I don't think that she's fired. I think she still got her job. But if we really think about it,
Oh
I
no, she
think
got her
Jamie made
job.
that point.
She'll be back.
Once we see this 30-minute special where she spills all of the alleged tea or whatever you and Juan came up with, or let me say you
I'm
and your
about to tell
therapist
you,
came up
whatever
with, because
lie.
Juan, yeah, whatever lie y'all came up with, once we find that out, I don't think that we want to know anything else about you. When I say we, I'm just speaking like in terms of the viewers. I don't think there's anything else that I want to know about Robin after this. That's it for me.
Yeah, I agree.
I think this will be the perfect time to say thank you for your services. But yeah,
Yeah, I think they should fire her because, like I said, I think she's robbing them. But that's funny. Play on words. Robin is robbing y'all. Bravo. I don't know if you know, but she's skating with hundreds of thousands of dollars, and she isn't giving you any of her life. And then she put it on Patreon. How much is her Patreon?
Five
oh, I
dollars.
don't know.
So you mean to tell me? Because I feel like there's no way she has that many followers on Patreon. So you getting what? Maybe a few thousand from Patreon, and you getting
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands of dollars from Bravo. Yet we had to pay $5 for lies. And now, instead of firing your fucking ass the way they should, or at least demoting you, you're getting an extra 30 minutes so you can explain. And I do understand the point of this to give the viewership whatever the information is that we didn't get since you lied all season and kept everything hidden. But essentially, I feel like she's gonna craft a story that is also not plausible, not believable, not true. And then she's gonna look at us like either you're gonna believe it or oh well. And she's gonna
Yes,
be
she
back
is.
next season, and we're gonna feel like we wasted that extra 30 minutes of our time, you know? So yeah, I'm predicting that a very unsatisfying third parter for us as far as Robin is concerned. I really feel like they should just fire her and hire somebody. I think that Giselle should have to fight for her champagne glass. Like, I don't know, or whatever the fuck they have in Potomac. But I think that she needs to be fired. I think Giselle needs to be like on a demoted level because she isn't giving anything anyway. Like, there's nothing in
Maybe
her
just cut
personal.
the number of episodes. That's it for Giselle, like they did Nene that one season.
Yes. Or what
We'll
they did
offer
with
you five
Kenya.
episodes.
Or what they did with Kenya when they punished Kenya. Because I feel like essentially still Giselle has given nothing. She has relationships going on and we know nothing about them. Why? She's dating people and we didn't see the date. Like, we heard her talk about it, but we didn't see it. And we don't really see anything going on in her life besides her kids. And that's always dry and boring. And yeah, her kids are beautiful, but ultimately we always look feeling like them. Like, why are we here? Like, why are we doing this right now?
Hmm.
Giselle needs to be demoted, or she needs to just be a producer and not really be a talent. And they need to hire girls in Potomac that actually want to share their lives.
Correct.
This is tiring.
So, the very last thing that I want to talk to y'all about is speaking of fired, Destiny Payton. She got into it over the weekend with Chris. What is his last name? Chris Fletcher and his wife. Shout out to Anthony Lofty's on YouTube. When I say dedicated to a story, Anthony is dedicated to a story, and he is dedicated to embarrassing Destiny Payton.
It's so
He
funny.
was, I know, like I literally be screaming at his videos, like, "Oh my gosh!" So he went to Destiny's open house. And the thing is this, like, to his point, if Anthony got you a storyline on this season to come back, write his ass a check, honestly, because nobody was talking about Destiny until Anthony Lofty's did a YouTube video of touring her open house because we thought she was fired, everybody was happy, we thought she was doing the interviews, and that was that. So Chris Fletcher was her realtor or is her realtor, who knows at this point, hosted an open house. I don't know why the fuck you would have an open house on a house that you are currently squatting in or living in. I don't know why would you would do that. They always tell you never to have open houses unless you don't live in the house and you already moved out because people are weird. So what was funny was Anthony goes to the house recording everything. You see things in the house with her name on it. You see her son's room, the patio. He even runs into one of his subscribers at the open house. That just lets you know everybody's there to be nosy. So Destiny is feeling some type of way because of this video that came out. Now they're at some party that Martell hosted where she wants everybody to know that she's posted up with the Sheree Whitfield. She even adds a picture of Sheree and Martell into her slideshow because she's just so happy for them. And it's at this party where she goes off on Chris Fletcher, assumingly because the YouTuber was recording in her house without her permission. My question for y'all is, do y'all think this is gonna be enough to get her back on the show?
No,
Really, no. No.
because it's no like I mean let's
Nice
for
try.
like Chris ain't even a main character for her to use him
Not
to
even a
get on
little
the
bit.
show.
Not even at all.
They could take him
Mm.
or leave him. Like they could take or leave her. And then
Mm-hmm.
it's being rumored that production told her to step aside so they can get a cast photo. So I'm
Yes.
not sure if that was true,
Yes.
but that's
I'm
what I
so
heard.
glad you brought that up. That was hilarious to me. I hate it for you, Destiny, but you had a lot of opportunities to get this right. You know what I'm saying? I feel like essentially not to be, redundant, but Mel did give you the blueprint on how to make this work. And I feel like you refuse to do it kind of like out of insolence. I think she's one of those people that feels like if they give in to someone's advice that they don't want to take, that they are like losing, instead of recognizing that somebody is trying to help them and they should just like take advantage of the advice. And like, I really do feel like Mel probably told her she needed to share more and was probably trying to create opportunities for her to do that, and she didn't. And now that you squandered this opportunity, first of all, everybody being so fucking thirsty about Sheree. Like, I mean, I
They
get
were. They
it,
were.
but
Did you see
oh
how
my,
geek they was in that damn picture?
yes.
Like I scanned my eyes across the whole picture because I wanted to see what Stormy was looking like, what Kimmy was looking like, Destiny. They were geeked to be in that picture with Sheree.
Yeah, it just
Too
it
geeked.
yeah, too geeked, real thirsty, or really sad about it. We don't know why you guys are like this. Like, I'm sad about it because I feel like essentially Sheree is not even that big of a deal for y'all to, like, for y'all to be like this about it.
I agree.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's not that deep.
No. So we wish
But they
her the
said
best.
everybody had their mate there but her. Um, I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
because it
that.
looked
Maybe she
like
didn't want him
Anthony
there.
Anthony drew his name in a little stick figure behind her, and I was like, that is so sad but so hilarious. Destiny, I want better for you, but you got to stop being hard headed just for the sake of being insolent. Like, you being hard headed for no reason. I feel bad for you, but I kind of feel like you brought this on yourself. I'm sorry. It was
I
funny.
don't.
I do
I don't feel
think
bad.
if Carlos has done, quite a few videos speaking on how Robin should have been, laid off, whatever the case is, I would hope that he honors that with Love and Marriage Huntsville. I really want, like, I'm not saying Destiny can't come back, but she definitely needs some type of punishment or whatever the case is. Like, we just shouldn't see her next season because she doesn't give us anything but attitudes. And then you use this moment to go off on Chris Fletcher. And to add to that, you can't ever speak ill on Melody and how she carried herself at your event when you went to Martell's event and showed your ass.
Ooh, facts.
So,
Big facts.
girl,
And like you said, Jamie, I would hope that Carlos stands true, and I would hope that he kind of spoke on the people on his own show, like Destiny. The same way that you speaking on Robyn Dixon, I would love for him to speak on Destiny directly. I feel
I'm
like it's been
so
a
glad
lot
you
of
said
I
that.
feel
fun
like it's
shade.
gonna come.
I'm so glad you said that though, because I feel like he really ran his mouth hella hard about Robin. And I just kind of felt like essentially the Scots have been doing the same thing the entire time. Like, not just Destiny, but the Scots as well, hiding information, having meetings ahead
Facts.
of time so that they can discuss what the storyline is going to be and what they're going to hide and
Facts.
not talk about on the show. Like, they've all
Yes.
done that and you've admitted to it. And now all of a sudden you're so disgusted. Like, come on, man, get the fuck out
Yeah, the
of here.
Scots have done that for sure.
Like,
Without a doubt, the Scots have done that. They've collectively tried to gaslight the audience
yes.
behind that. So yeah, I feel like there's a gang of parallels between what the women are doing on Potomac and what literally, if you think about it, like if I think about all of our individual reviews this season on Love and Marriage Huntsville, we talked about how it's not as good anymore because it's given a lot of schemes, a lot of plotation,
Yes,
and
they're producing
No
themselves.
longer authentic.
yes, we've all said that. And that's exactly what he said about Potomac. So I would love maybe when the season is up or even as the episodes premiere for him to give his thoughts on how he thinks his cast members are moving.
Mm.
Shit,
Hmm.
they work for you, Carlos. Shit, you
And we'll be hearing
qualified.
you saying Nathan, and then we hear that Martell is over there acting a fool, and you really, you were really emotional on the reunion show about how Martell, you really worry for him and things of that nature. Um, And honestly, I felt like it was bullshit, to keep it a buck, because I feel like y'all like that energy from him. When he got into it with Kenya, I heard that y'all was happy that he got in, that he was not like those men over there at Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, it was given because Todd and them show respect to these women. They're henpecked. And when Martell goes over there, he's gonna set everybody straight. That was the energy that you gave. And then you sat up there on stage at the reunion show and cried about how he acted a fool, and then you covered up the fact that he pushed down a producer allegedly. I don't know. That's not, I don't have that information for a fact, but that's what I've been hearing, that he pushed one of the production members during the reunion show, and y'all didn't show anything, y'all didn't say anything, but that's why you were crying. And now we've heard that, he's been showing up and popping up and doing all kind of shit at the baby birthday party and all of that. Like, of course we're gonna hear things while taping is going on. And yeah, this is great for TV, Carlos, great. But it just kind of feels like you really don't have any room to talk, because you do a lot of like irresponsible things as far as producing for these shows. And it's good sometimes, and other times it kind of feels like, fucked up, for lack of a better term.
I agree.
Well,
Oh wow.
we're waiting. We're waiting. We're waiting.
Oh, wait.
When y'all think the show coming back? Oh, go ahead, Bonnie.
We already told you we think it's coming back probably March or April. April probably.
Oh, March. Okay.
April for
Yeah,
sure. But
I was thinking
hold
May.
up. I just wanted to say that Glorilla song that Destiny got on here, I just realized that she put that internet trolls. That fucking song is, listen, shout out to Glorilla. I like the fact that she's like consistently making music I want to bump in my Jeep. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I thought it was.
I liked it. I'm so stupid. Look.
It was a good song, but like when I was watching the video, I started laughing because I was like, "Oh, internet trolls! Like this is specific."
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. But even more so,
Yeah.
look at the look in her eye. Like, it's so lame. Like, it's so lame, because I feel like ultimately you invite this energy. You have to be smarter if you're gonna have this stank ass attitude. If you're gonna have a stank ass attitude, you can't be out here living in a house you don't own while they show it around when you on a reality show. That's too much,
Oh,
Destiny.
But is it her house though?
It's
yes,
not.
Jamie. That's what I was about to say. And when you said living in the house that you don't own, it answered my own question, because you remember I said probably 10 minutes ago, why would you have an open house? And the fact is, your ex-husband had an open house because he wants you out his fucking house.
Yes.
And then
He's trying to sell
reposted
it.
some old photos of he and Mel and saying how he proud of her. It's like,
He
oh
did?
wow.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
chosen a side. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's because Destiny's so childish. Like, I hate that she's turned out this way because we wanted her to win. But
Yeah,
essentially,
truly.
Right?
we
Honestly,
did. We
truly.
do. We want you to win. But it just,
Yeah.
like, I saw
Honestly.
her today. Like, she posted something, and I hate to be like this. She gonna be mad at me about this. Destiny, I love you. Like, in real life, like, for real. Like, I want the best for you. But you have an anger issue, and I don't understand how you feel like you can go and talk to the youth that are at risk, when essentially I feel like you're
Whoa.
just lucky because you have an attitude that really doesn't serve you. Like, you come off like the angry young girl that is just now an adult. So when you go and talk to the youth, it's like you can talk to them, but what exactly are you talking to them about?
Oh wow.
Mm.
Damn. That's
I love you though.
ooh.
You look really great in that blue dress. The bun is bunning. Like, I hate it. Ugh.
Mm,
Mm-mm.
I hate that for her. I do. I do. I do. Okay.
Listen, we all
Okay.
wanted you to win. We were rooting for
We were
you.
all rooting for you. I haven't seen
Listen.
Learn
anybody like yelled
something
at a
from
girl like
this.
this. You don't know
Oh
why?
my
It's because
God.
I'm angry inside. I've been through some things.
Hilarious.
We
I've been
laughing,
through some
but bitch,
things.
it's my key die. You and me, us never part, bitch. We still praying for you. We still gonna pray that, by the time you get to 40 something, we've had the Iyanla moment.
And with
We
that,
gonna
I
pray
guess
for you.
I guess we'll wish her the best, y'all.
I
Okay.
do. Like, no bullshit. For real.
Whew. Child, we done had a kiki. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode of Ooh Ladies First
I
panel.
did. Shit.
I did too.
Yeah, me too.
Um,
It
y'all
was
be
good.
sure to like the video up, share the video with your friends, let them know how good of a time we have. I think we'll be on Bonnie's channel next week, if I'm right.
Yep, yep.
So yeah, go ahead. Y'all know where to follow us. Email us if you got some tea, if you want an interview, if you want to share some tea, y'all want us to talk about. Y'all got some connects. Let us know. Email us at ooladiesfirstpanel@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at ooladiesfirst. And you can follow each of us at Bonnie Blue, Jamie, that's me. And you can follow me at Necey Dixon. Subscribe to all of us while we are on the road to growing our channels, okay? Like, comment, share, subscribe. And with that, we hope y'all have a good night.
Good night.